All right, we come to you live today for an abbreviated show due to continued power outages in our main studio in Birmingham. Severe weather day here in central Alabama, but this is more of an infrastructure problem that should be back and ready to go for a normal show. 4 hours live tomorrow in our normal 9 to 1 Central Time. But today we're with our friends here at Slice, the Vestavia locations, one of their great 4 locations very close to our studio. And they're being kind enough to host us today as we spend a couple hours with you. Howie Long joins us at 11:30 Central Time. Buster Olney will end the show with us at 11:45 today. But 2 quick hours today, commercial free as far as nonstop programming for you here. And we sort of work through some technical issues and get out here and enjoy a conversation with the guys.
Yeah, I mean it's always good to be at Slice. I think the power is back at our place. We just didn't want to tempt fate, so we decided to be here at Slice. A lot of you are asking, why the difference there. That's why we just wanted to be safe for 2 hours. We're, like Dunaway said, no commercial breaks. We're going to tell you about Talladega and other things, but it's always good to be at Slice.
This is like the free trial for everybody. Like,
this is
what if we go commercial free? Commercial free for everybody, just to get a taste of 2 hours of this.
That's right. So if you'll sign up and send us $9.95 a month,
we're not going anywhere.
That's right.
We're not. We got catheters. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
So we'll sit back and talk a little sports and non-stuff. Rockstar has the 4 downs today, and he also has our trash ready to go. Brown will read us through that today. LT expected to be back with us Monday. We look forward to that. Friday, Rockstar will have his lounge song to kick off the weekend. We start with a little college football news. Alabama in full pads yesterday. They're on their way to working towards their second scrimmage coming up, which will be this weekend, kicking off the weekend, and then a day a week from Saturday. Forrester has done a wonderful job all morning long of sending out on our social media platforms several different sound bites, including some from college football coaches like Lane Kiffin and Nick Saban. As we get to those spring games coming up this weekend, we got one tonight in the Florida Gators, and it becomes a very interesting time, Brownie, for Billy Napier down in Florida, where after 1 year, he did not build a ton of goodwill after a great win against Utah on opening night, where everybody was buzzing about Billy Napier. And by the end of the year, his approval rating was just slightly higher than Dan Mullen's.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a great first year for him. Like you said, probably the story of week one. I mean, week one with them winning, they weren't perfect, but they looked impressive in doing it. I thought, watching them week one, it's just a different attitude, man. That team's got a different edge than it normally did under Dan Mullen. And then, boy, it fell apart during the season. So he just could never back up that week one. That was the peak of the season for him. So, I mean, I'm not saying this is a year where, you win or you get fired. I don't think he's on that kind of hot seat, but I think Billy Napier's got to get this thing headed in the right direction soon. And I don't know how this affects a fan base, but if you're a fan base and you see that, Billy Napier had the record he had and Anthony Richardson could perhaps go in the top 10, you do start to ask questions like, how can you have a top 10 quarterback and have that kind of record at a place like Florida?
That's right. So you'll be watching that with the draft, but the spring game tonight, SEC Plus, ESPN Plus streaming, if you want to watch that at 6:30. Keep an eye on incoming freshman Aiden Mizell. He is supposed to be the fastest guy on the field and one of those playmaking receivers that could change the script, flip the script for the Florida Gator offense, reminding you a lot of what some of the Florida skill players used to be back in the Percy Harvin days is what he's being compared to. Jack State also does their spring game tonight, and a ton of folks jump into spring football coming up this Saturday. We've got portal news. Portal officially opens on Saturday. We'll talk about later on. We'll get to 4 downs here in just a second. But first, let's get to our baseball update from last night, being brought to you at NASCAR Fast by our friends at NASCAR and the Talladega Super Speedway.
If you had to guess, do you think the Rays won or not? I haven't looked. Do you think the Rays won, Rockstar?
Is it even baseball season? So this is still spring training?
The Rays are in spring right now.
Okay.
They won. I think they won. We'll get the baseball update. I was just looking at the shirt.
Jumping the script.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump the script. 877-GO-TO-DEGA. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com is where you go for info on the Geico 500 weekend. It all starts on Friday, April 21st with that big one on the boulevard. It's the biggest party you've seen It's going to be a doubleheader of racing on Saturday, and Cole Swindell and the infield concert. Rockstar loves him some Cole Swindell.
Big Cole fan.
And it all caps off Sunday with the Geico 500. Enhance your weekend with the Garage Experience, the most immersive in NASCAR. It's presented by Cool Ray. You can see all about that and reserve your spot at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, or 877-GO-TO-DAGA.
And also by our friends at Wayne's today, celebrating 50 years. If you want to jump in and save $50 on any of the platform from Wayne's, you can do that, whether it's mosquito, termite, lawn care, or, of course, the pest prevention. They've been doing that for 50 years at a championship level. Use the promo code TNR for the next round when you go to callwaynes.com or 866-WAYNES1. Callwaynes.com or 866-WAYNES1. You put the promo code TNR in, you can save $50, $100, $150, $200. Those great shiny yellow trucks were in my neighborhood yesterday, taking care of some of my neighbors and my mosquito services as well. You can get that right now. New or existing customers, use the promo code TNR. It hasn't been an easy series for the Braves, but they get the win again, 5-4 over Cincinnati. The Braves have now won 3 straight. They're 9-4 and feeling really good about the start of their season. An amazing story in baseball is a team known as the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, they're playing.
They are 12-0 now.
They won.
And today they go for a record. They'll try to tie the 2 teams from the Reagan years.
The Baker's dozen.
Yeah, they've got 12. They go for 13 today to be 13-0, trying to tie the major league record set by the 82 Braves. Dale Murphy, Bob Horner, were those the guys in 82?
I think that's right.
Glenn Hubbard.
Yeah, I mean, I was a young kid.
Chris Chambliss.
Rafael Ramirez. I'll pull up the 82 Braves roster.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to get some iconic Atlanta Braves players there. It's the beloved 82 team. They were 13-0. 87 Milwaukee Brewers were 13-0. That takes you back to the Reagan administration. I mean, that says a lot. Those that 82-87 falls right into 2 terms for Ronald Reagan. Best president ever, in your opinion?
I love me some Ronnie. Ronnie Reagan's the best. Joe Torre was the manager. The Braves won the NL West. They finished with 89 wins, which that's not really – I mean, that's good.
You win 13, but you end up with 89?
Yeah.
I got a stat on that in just a second.
All right, so here was their infield. Chris Chambliss at first.
Yeah, I said that.
Yep. Glenn Hubbard at second.
Said that one.
Rafael Ramirez at short.
You nailed that one. Bob Horner.
Bob Horner at the hot corner.
Okay, let me see if I can get the outfield.
If you get the left fielder, this was the guy that I think he had the most starts in left field.
So left field.
You can get the other 2 outfilders. If you get the left
one
fielder,
of them was Murphy.
Dale Murphy played center.
One of them was
he played
was sort of the leadoff guy, I think.
Right fielder. Although I think he played some center at some point. I think Murphy moved to right.
Claudell Washington on that
Washington,
team?
Yep.
One more.
You will never get the left fielder.
Don't say never.
No, by the way, you could sit here. Rockstar.
Was Bruce Benedict the catcher?
Bruce Benedict was the catcher.
Oh, wow. So I've named 8 of the 82 Braves.
You haven't mentioned Biff Pocorocoba.
No, Bill Pocoroba's right. Brett Butler.
He was a backup. Brett Butler was an outfielder. That's not the left fielder? I think he played left field most of the time.
This guy, I think, had the most starts at left field. I'm just looking because
I think it was Brett Butler, but that's a good call there. Let me go the other guy.
Well, now Brett Butler's listed as center, so I don't know how to do this. I mean, It's got Dale Murphy 162 games at center field.
Yeah. Brett Butler.
This guy played 77 games in left. You're not going to get it.
So Brett Butler was a left-hander, so this would have been a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, Jerry Royster. You remember Jerry Royster?
Yeah, was a backup middle infielder for that team. Chat room, come on, man. Who was that other guy?
Your pitchers were Phil Necro, Rick Mailer, Bob Walk, which was always a great name for
Bob
a pitcher.
Walk.
You remember
does
Bob
it
Walk?
again?
Yeah, so, that's another Walk. Rick Kemp, Bedrock, Steve Bedrosian.
Yep.
Pascual Perez, Gene Garber. Al Roboski. I forgot Al Roboski. He played for the Braves. He made his name with the Red Sox.
The Mad Hungarian made his name with the Cardinals.
Yep. That's right, Cardinals.
I'm going to say.
I was thinking of Louis Tiant. Was he a Red Sox?
Mustakas.
Rufino Linares.
No way.
That's what I told you.
Yeah, no way.
Rockstar, I was going to say Rockstar can make the pizza here at Slice today all day long if you got it right.
I would say.
Thank you for that.
I think the outfield was Butler. In center, you're right. Left field, Claudell Washington, Murphy, and right.
Mm-hmm.
Then Horner, Ramirez, Hubbard. That was the heyday of TBS, right? That's when they became America's team.
Well, they did.
That was that season.
Yeah, I mean, that was John Sterling then, right?
I don't think so. Not
You
yet.
don't think so?
No, that was not Lindsey Nelson. It was Ernie Johnson Sr.
Okay.
Skip Carey was on that broadcast. I think Dodson was still pitching.
Was Pete with them already?
Pete Van Weeren was with them.
Yeah.
And one other guy.
The other guy.
At
some point, John Sterling did Braves.
It may have been Sterling, right?
Because
Because when you said John Sterling, I was thinking of the guy now who, for a short period of time, that did the really deep voice and did not sound like he was a baseball announcer.
Oh, no.
But all of a sudden, I'm doing the Theranos lady. All of a sudden.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's going to
Theranos.
change the world. I'm going to be the first female billionaire.
Yes. I really
She
like
was it,
Steve
by the way.
Jobs.
So there you go.
It could have been John Sterling.
So anyway, back to the point there. You guys are chasing history.
12:10 too. Like we finished this show at noon today, a little early, right after we talked to Buster about the Braves, who are one of the hottest teams in baseball, and the Rays, who are the hottest team in baseball. Then right after that, they'll try to sweep the Red Sox. But here's the stat: you're over and under in Las Vegas for Tampa Bay wins this year, 88.5.
Oh, you're only 78.5 away.
They're already 13% of the way already to the win total for the year.
But now I just gave you that Braves stat. You would have had to sweat it out for that Braves team. 89 wins.
That's right, to get to 89. Now, that was a different league back then because I think they were in the same division with Cincinnati,
they were
the Dodgers,
Dodgers, Padres,
Giants, Astros.
Yep.
So a little different. But, one thing you're encouraged about for me is the schedule is very different this year. You only play your division teams 13 times instead of 19 times. So that's 6 less games against the Yankees for my team, 6 less games against the Blue Jays, 6 less against the Red Sox, and you play more National League teams this year. So it's interesting. Fun time in Tampa as they're off to that 12-0 start. Again, already got 13% of their wins. Their next 23 games after this one against teams that all finished above 500 last year. So it gets a little tougher.
That's where it falls apart.
If they get the record today, it gets a little bit tougher.
He won't be wearing the T-shirt next week.
Well, I'm out of T-shirt.
Would you
I'm
say
literally repeating tomorrow if they win?
What are your expectations now? Because are you going to be only to be let down?
Yeah, World Championship or nothing.
Well, if we go back, Taylor has somewhere in our social media platforms, you can go back and find it. My preseason predictions. This is the first year in a long time since Joe Madden was there that I have not picked Tampa Bay to be in the playoffs as a wild card.
They finally got him off their back.
And I was like, no, I'm going to go Orioles to surprise everybody.
So the furthest you've ever gone is the ALCS, right?
Oh, we've been to 2 World Series.
Okay.
We've lost 2 World Series.
My apologies.
2 American League championships.
Did those count? So, I mean,
we lost to the Phillies,
right?
And we lost to the Dodgers.
So just going to the World Series, that's not really enough. At some point, y'all got to win it all.
That's right. That's right. But again, when I became a Tampa Bay Rays fan, never once dreamed we'd even be a playoff team. I used to cheer for us to try to be 500. That's all I would cheer for.
So it
never happened.
You cry for the Bucks win Super Bowl.
I did. I don't know what I would do.
Do you cry for the World Series win for the Rays?
I would probably, in true social media justice, I would probably try to duplicate one of the more awkward Ryan Brown photos when he takes the champagne bottle and he's taking a selfie of him drinking a champagne bottle with his mouth open in the Washington Nationals. I would try to duplicate that photo.
Is that still around?
Yeah, I didn't delete it. I mean, I can't help it that y'all are perverted.
I would say anything about perverted. I just said awkward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what made it awkward, Jim?
Just because you looked like you were so thirsty for that champagne. It's
that's what I was trying to say.
What's the visual again?
Yeah.
Like you were working really hard for that champagne.
What if
like you had played 162?
What if there was only a little bit in the bottom and I was trying to shake it out? What would that look like?
I'm not going to give you that what you guys call GIFs.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Give me an impression of you shaking salt on your tongue, a salt shaker on your tongue.
Salt shaker. So that baseball update brought to you by our friends at Michaels and Laser Vision, getting you clear and looking towards the rest of the season. 12:10 start time, day baseball everywhere today. And the Braves on a win streak. And we'll see if Tampa Bay can join the 82 Braves and the 87 Brewers as teams to start 13-0. We'll get to Rockstar's 4 Downs coming up on the other side of this Michelson Laser Vision update.
I was going to say, where are we going, man? Jim, listen, your vision, and we got to get to this poll question for Dunaway because I am now intrigued. I can't believe we went basically an entire what would be our first segment without it.
We're going to save it deeper, man. Deeper.
I mean, we're going to run out of runway at some point.
Nope.
You have to do it. Okay.
We're virtually commercial free.
Well, virtually. Michelson Laser Vision, Jimmy D. Michelson Laser Vision, they are the ones that basically changed Lance's life. And if you have struggled with your distance vision, Michelson Laser Vision, you might be a perfect candidate for LASIK surgery. Dr. Mark and Jennifer Michelson have been handling that for decades, and they can help you. In fact, they are the best in the business at this. They have they've revolutionized it, and you can take part there at Michelson Laser Vision. What you need to do is you need to call Amy at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell her you heard about it right here on the next round, and set up your consultation, free consultation, and they'll let you know if you were right for that surgery. Just in full disclosure, I wasn't a great candidate, so they're just not going to waste my money, my time, their time. They don't do it that way. 969-8100, 969-8100, MichelsonLaserVision.com. Bobby, I'm going to try to keep up with the chat today. I don't want to get way behind.
Okay.
Bobby said, I just got here. Is that Jennifer Brown's bathroom that we were doing the show from? Guys, welcome to my master
awesome,
bathroom.
dude.
I mean, yeah, we like a lot of space. We like to spread out and kind of go get by yourself.
Not into the whole plumbing issue, not into like the lavatory or the shower.
No, this is the upper level. This is where we keep the towels.
Yeah.
We moved all the towels out
It's
of
more
the way.
like the sauna.
Yeah. No, that's not my master bath. We'll have photos of that tomorrow. I sent them to Scott the other day, but the transformer blew up.
So we're back in studio tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes.
Slice Vestavia is where we are. This is not Jennifer Brown's bathroom.
And in fact, I've already been thinking about my lunch order, known for their pizzas, the hot mamas and the spicy Hawaiians, and all this other great pizzas here, the all organic and local vegetables that they use and the best meats that they have. But the dough is tremendous. But today, it's a menu item that they have that a lot of people I don't think order. It's the stone oven chicken wings.
Wow.
They're
so
basically
good.
grilled.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Fantastic. Yep.
So I'm going to go with an order of chicken wings and a wedge salad. That's going to be my lunch today. It's just a delicious wedge here at Slice Pizza as well. Swing by here. I'll give you a weight update later on, by the way.
Oh, damn.
Don't tell me now. Don't tell me now. I don't want to know now.
Developing news.
Yeah.
If he's wearing a Ray shirt, I know they want it. If he's giving us a weight update, I know he's down. It's like,
it all could tie into the poll, too. You never know. But right now, it's time for 4 Downs Every Day, brought to you by our friends at Vulcan Tires. Rockstar has those questions for us early in the show today. 4 Downs, brought to you by Vulcan Tires.
Vulcan Tire and Automotive. Listen, you focus on a lot of travel this summer. Don't travel without stopping first at Vulcan Tire and Automotive. The ASC certified mechanics at Vulcan Tire and Automotive have the winning service for your family's vehicles. Learn more at VulcanTireandAuto.com.
First down. How about you? What is a celebrity that everyone thinks is hot, but you just don't see it? I got Jennifer Garner.
I'm kind of with you on that.
She's the girl next door. She's not like a
Yeah.
I know she was married to Ben Affleck for a while.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, on Jennifer Garner. I just don't see it. I really don't.
I think, is that the one they did on the, that was Hillary Swank on The Office, where they're telling, is she hot or not?
Is that Kevin?
It was Kevin
That was a
talking
pretty good
about Hillary Swank, which is another one I don't think is very attractive.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on
but
that.
she's not like she's so hot.
Yeah, but see, I follow her on Instagram, so I get a lot of morning, no makeup, just her personality. And
no, she looks like she'd be pretty, no makeup. Like she's naturally pretty. But
that makes me think she's hotter because I've seen her in the wild, so to speak, in her natural setting. Just what a wonderful heart she has. So yes, I'm okay. Jennifer Garner, hot. Yes.
Good heart.
Yeah, and she is what they call unnecessary in the Capital One commercials.
I kind of agree with you on that. I might surprise a lot of people with this answer, but I'm going to go with another Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo.
She puts so much makeup on, and I think she's got like a team of like 40 people that are always keeping her groomed.
J-Lo has never done it for me.
Kim Kardashian.
Oh, no way. I don't like her at all.
No.
No, I agree. I'm gonna step on LT, who hopefully is back healthy on Monday.
You're not gonna say Ariana.
I just don't see Ariana Grande ever.
Would we have bloodshed right here if Lance was here?
I would say she's a cute high school girl.
I mean, that's what I'm asking, Rockstar. I mean, how old is she now? How old is Ariana Grande? Is she like 30?
I have to look.
And she looks 14.
Yeah.
And her voice and everything. No, zero. Not one second do I ever think she's hot.
Brandon says Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, I totally agree with that. Good.
Disagree. You used to love Gwyneth Paltrow. Was she in Shakespeare in Love?
She was.
Oh, love that.
I've got an interesting.
Her mother was Blythe Danner.
Yeah, I've got an interesting contribution here that we'll get to in a moment. Josh agrees with me. First name he thought of was J-Lo.
Grande is 29.
29 years old. No.
Lunsford says Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, that's a good one.
Are
Lester.
you kidding me?
She's got like a cherub face.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Y'all gonna fight. Love the Blue says this segment is useless without pictures. We need pictures. Rockstar, can you pull up a side by side?
Yeah, those are always my favorite.
I know they are. I see it in your face.
Which one's hotter, a tree or Jennifer Lawrence? That's an LT 4-down question.
Groot.
Barry says Jennifer Gardner is a 10.
Yeah, thank you.
Out of what?
Carson says I'm going to say Liza Minnelli. Doesn't do it for
I
me.
don't think she was ever considered
Wow.
a sex symbol. She just had that sweet ass haircut for
What
about
is she?
80 years.
They didn't have hot back then.
Yeah.
She was
Liza
1970s hot.
Minnelli. She was great in Arrested Development.
Jay says he's with Dunaway on that one. I don't know which one. I don't know which opinion.
Just in everything.
Rockstar, he agrees on Ariana Grande. Bobby does. Here's the one I wanted to get to, though, because I always wonder about this one. T. Corn, Taylor, Lil T, our social media director, quickly said Pete Davidson. Now, that guy, man.
There is a, I don't know what the allure is because he's not funny.
His starting five is tremendous, though.
Oh, I know, but I'm just like, women are obsessed with him. I don't know why. He's not funny. Every character he plays is Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't think he's funny, but I'm a dude.
I think the street rumor is that he gets his Louisville Sluggers directly from the factory.
Yeah, I understand that part. But there is he also looks like a Beetlejuice just before the makeup.
I agree.
I think he's rolling with the original wood bat, Rockstar.
I think I know what you're saying.
You know what? Here, let me draw a picture real quick.
You don't need to draw a picture.
I'm with Paul. Cameron Diaz has never done it for me.
Oh my goodness.
She was really hot in The Mask.
Yeah.
In her first film.
What about Something About Mary?
I didn't think she was that hot.
Oh my
she
goodness.
was cute. She's cute.
Jeff says Dunaway's insane. Ariana is beautiful. Brian says Kate Hudson.
I think Kate Hudson's cute. I don't think she's hot.
Kate Hudson, love her, almost famous.
Yeah. Jeff says Julia Roberts.
Julie Roberts, Pelican Brief, famous, really hot.
I love her.
Pretty woman.
Darby Shaw. Your go-to is Pelican Brief.
It's just a movie. No,
Steel Magnolias. She was great.
I mean, she was hot in that.
Yeah.
I mean, until she, whatever it was it a bee sting? No, that was something else.
That was Macaulay Culkin.
I'm sorry, Rockstar. Jennifer Aniston. Krusty says Jessica Alba.
Jennifer Aniston's on that list?
Listen, everybody's got opinions, Jim.
Jennifer Aniston was like everyone's hall pass in the 90s and early 2000s.
Patrick says, call me crazy. Angelina Jolie is way overrated. No, I agree with you.
No, I would that's the first one mainstream that I'm going to agree with.
I think Angelina Jolie, if you've ever seen the Hot to Crazy Matrix,
she doesn't measure up.
She's in the Matrix. Let me just
I think her and Brad Pitt are having a little bit difficult split up right now. But her and Bobby, I believe Bob Thornton were kind of, I think they didn't have a problem, but even though she kept a bottle of blood around his neck.
I call that a problem. Yeah.
Well, that's when I checked out on her.
Yeah.
Because I'd be afraid of evaporation. She would always come back for more blood for her necklace.
Oh, you just
would scare me. I'd be
straw.
asleep and all of a sudden be like, oh, what is that?
Straw in your throat.
Yeah. Go back. Sorry, just filling up my jewelry.
Well, that was an active first down. I can't wait for the next three.
Second down.
Yeah, I'm killing a little time here.
We're here in Slice right now.
Yeah,
There's a great pizza joint.
Fantastic.
What food is more universally loved than pizza? I mean, every middle schooler.
I don't think any is more. So what is next?
Sure.
Than pizza? Because pizza is number one.
Yeah.
I mean, around the world, it's pizza.
Yeah, I think hamburger. I mean, I think if you go to any country, specifically because of the spread of McDonald's internationally, you're going to be able to find what people would call an American hamburger.
I think that's a good call, Brown.
Yeah.
Speaking of hamburger,
I was going to go taco.
Here, I think.
Because the old Taco Tuesday has been very popular in the U.S., and I would imagine in Mexico, tacos are somewhat popular.
They eat them every day but Tuesday.
Though they have been Americanized, I'm sure.
You said hamburger. Has there ever been a time you just ordered a hamburger?
No, I'm always cheeseburger.
But my wife does not like cheese on her burger. She'll give me, if we go to the McDonald's, I have to get 2 cheeseburgers, no cheese. Excuse me?
Why did she not just order the hamburger?
Because it's a combo meal.
Oh. So she's getting the cheeseburger combo, no cheese.
Yes.
Right. And that doesn't create
It's
confusion.
like a cheese pizza, no cheese.
That does not create confusion
I have to
at
say
all,
it 3 or 4 times. But that's another thing. If I get a burger, I don't eat a lot of burgers. It has to be a cheeseburger. I don't think I've ever just a plain hamburger.
But I do at the house. I will sometimes eat hamburgers without cheese.
Well, that's if you don't have cheese, I'm guessing. I mean,
no, I just choose to not go through that trouble.
Now
to unwrap that Kraft single and put it on there.
Hang on, guys. I got to catch my breath.
Well, I mean, some people are in a hurry sometimes, right? You'll like, I'm just going to throw a little ketchup, mustard on this thing, throw a pickle on there, and let's go.
But I'll tell you a pet peeve of mine.
Well, you're clapping these days.
Absolute pet peeve.
I mean, is Hallie behaving okay at the house?
I mean, Why does this guy have to do this?
Well, I'm just saying.
I think he's got to set.
This has become your thing that when you emphasize things, you're clapping like I'm in trouble.
I have audio misophonia. I
Yeah.
think Dunaway has audio visual misophonia.
No, it's brownophonia.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like anything
No,
I
no,
do.
no.
He likes to find fault in me.
That is not true. If Rockstar had that habit of doing it, or LT, I would say it. I just get this from social media where there's a lot of people. I don't know if it's in the woke category or not, or who's woke or not woke. I don't know who it is, which side it is, but I see some people on there, this is not my blah, 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 blah. And they clap at you when they're doing it. And I think that's what that emoji, the clap back emoji.
I saw it on TikTok the other night.
Have you learned your lesson? I don't think Dunaway likes the clapping.
So let me just say something with my hands separated. What was I talking about?
Hamburger.
Oh, no, a pet peeve of mine, Dunaway. A pet peeve of mine is the burger that they just put the piece of cheese on and they don't melt the cheese. If you're going to go cheese on a cheeseburger, it's got to be melted fully.
No, I dislike that.
Have you ever had the one I've seen?
You dislike it melted fully, or you dislike what I'm talking about?
No, I dislike it melted fully. I like the cold cheese on top.
Are you serious?
No, I'm serious. We've had this discussion. Yeah. I think I was the only person in America that remember that failed McDonald's thing they used to do where they put all the meat and the bun on one side and the rest of it on the other side, and you folded it together.
You're the one guy that liked
I was the one guy that liked that, I think.
I mean, so when Rick and Bubba opened their restaurant, do you remember Rick and Bubba restaurant out there in Pelham? They invited me and Dunaway to come down.
I can't believe you're doing this.
Well, I think everybody knows that restaurant failed, right? It's a Hooters now.
They reorganized. I wouldn't call it. I mean, Rick and Bubba's never failed.
Rebranded.
Yeah, rebranded.
I mean, I love them, man. I love them like brothers, but they will tell you the restaurant failed. I mean, it's a Hooters now.
Yeah,
it's not reorganized. I don't think they got any stake in the Hooters. I think it's
which one of y'all's Bubba?
I figured they just got tired of doing it. So that's the way I like to tell the story.
So they brought
1 year's enough.
Old Yellow went to the farm in my book. I don't know about yours.
They brought us down there at the grand opening, and it was a burger bar. You went through and you said, "I'll take lettuce, I'll take tomato," and they just put the piece of cheese up there. And Bubba called me the next day. He's like, "Give me your feedback," because Bubba, y'all got to melt that cheese, man. And he's like, "Really?"
No.
I was like, "Yeah, man.
No.
Nobody wants a cold piece of cheese on their burger." And Bubba's like, "Really? So you think that's?" I said, "Yeah. I mean, if somebody gets cheese, y'all got to melt that thing." And he was like, "Well, I don't know if we've got the capability of doing that." And I was like, "Well, I mean, that's going to be a problem for
me.
You
don't have the salamander?
That's going to be a problem for me. I mean, I hope y'all succeed, but y'all going to have to melt that cheese."
I recused myself from the conversation because I had the Dunaway dog up there, which
is
all I ever ordered.
The Dunaway dog.
Yeah.
Do you even like hot dogs, Jim? Nope. I got my name on it. I'll tell you what, I like's my name.
Yeah, I do. So love to be on the menu. Wish I had a picture of me on the menu.
Third down. Or you want to keep going?
Well, I was going to read some feedback here from the chat room.
But I thought tacos were good. But pizza's number one by far all across the globe.
Yep. Fries. A lot of people are saying French fries. I think
French fries how popular is that in like Europe?
I really don't know, man. Scott just got back. Scott's shaking his head. So a lot of French fries.
Chips.
Yeah. French fries everywhere you go.
Yeah. Lunsford likes cold cheese. He's with you.
Thank you, Lunsford.
So neither one of you like me, and you both like cold cheese on your burger.
No,
so
I'm just saying. But if you're at, let's say
there's a difference between liking and preferring.
We're at a picnic, okay?
Right, okay.
We're cooking out in the backyard. The cheese is. I mean, some people will throw the cheese on top of the meat on the grill, but to me, at that point,
it should be done.
You're losing the flavor of the cheese at that point.
Where's it going?
It's melting into the fire.
Cody is right. Pimento cheese on a burger is great.
Oh, I hate pimento cheese.
Yeah, I like pimento cheese on a burger.
Love pimento cheese on a burger. Love peanut butter on a burger.
Patrick says you can't have unmelted cheese on a burger. This is still America we're in.
Oh no.
Evan,
again, I'll preach this until I die. In my America, we can have choices.
Robert,
I can have all kinds of cheeses.
Robert says he hates to agree with Jim, but he had to scold an employee yesterday and clapped his hands 3 or 4 times for emphasis. Scold an employee.
I need you to clean
Stop taking upskirt pics. Not good for business. Let me see your phone.
Remember the restaurant is open behind us.
I'm gonna have to double.
And we are echoing all throughout this building.
Well, we're good.
They're not open yet. It's 10:30, man.
It opens at 10:30.
All right, we can move on.
All right, third down. What product has gotten worse over the years?
Customer service. Is that a product?
That's a service.
First person in the chat room that says electricity is going to win today.
Apparently the transformer behind our
I think
the longevity of Transformers.
Yeah. iPhones, although I'm a user of everything Apple, it seems like the only thing they want to get better is the camera.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and get the damn thing slimmer and longer.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's the only improvement. They keep going like this was a 4.7 megahertz, megapixel. Its phone quality is still bad. It's still slow. The battery dies once they issue a new one. Your battery starts slowing once you do the required update and everything. So I'm trying to think of a good example of what has gotten worse over the years.
I'm going to tell you, for me, it is the legitimate fast food industry, and that's why places like Slice or Champy's or any of our great sponsors, I think, are so important to what we do now. It is fast, but also a higher quality food, because what you were talking about, how McDonald's spread across the world. Where is McDonald's and their customer service, their food, and all that now compared to 20 years ago for you?
One thing, well, probably worse. I mean, I think most places are.
And it's not just McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King's, Taco Bell's, any of those.
Yeah.
I don't think they meet the quality they did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten worse.
Well,
and that's why places like, Slice and Champy's and Your Butcher and places like that where you can go get a lunch.
But one thing that's made customer
Let me look at my list. How many more over here?
One thing that's made customer service worse is the fact that I have to do a lot of it myself now. Like I check
the
myself
automated
out.
When they have for so press 12. Are you kidding me? We've got to go through press 13. And they try to direct you to what would go best, and then they said you're going to be on hold.
Don't you hate it though when you've got the when you call somebody for customer service and they do the phone tree and none of the options are for you?
Nope.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you still have to do zero.
I got to hit zero.
And then you finally get the girl, and then she was like, "Well, actually, that's not my. Can I put you on hold? I'm going to transfer you. Please don't transfer me. Please don't transfer me."
But remember, the first time you went to Odie's for a burger, you started going there because the fast food stuff started dropping off. You're like, God, this burger is so much better than any other burger or Diablo sandwich.
You also have more options now.
My wife,
McDonald's is not the king of food right now.
My wife rolled her eyes at me the other day. I had to call some customer service thing, and it was one of those deals where, you go through the phone tree, nothing fit me, so I hit zero, and they're like, "Please tell us more about your problem." And I just said in the recording, I had it on speakerphone. I said in the recording, "I want to purchase the company." And they said, "You have an issue with it?" I said, "No, I want to purchase the company. Please hold."
Yeah.
Hello. Yes. Don't hang up.
Fourth down. What is the worst type of person to sit next to on a long flight?
The talker. I mean, I hate to be this way. I'm not really antisocial, but when I get on a plane, I just want to get sucked into my own world.
I told you when Lance and I went to Orlando, which I don't even know how long. It's not a long flight. How long of a flight is it?
Hour and a half.
Luster's a driver.
It's an hour and a half flight.
We get on the plane.
At the most.
This woman has the window seat. I'm in the middle, and Lance has the aisle seat.
Okay.
And he starts up a conversation with her, talking. So I'm where you are.
Talking across you.
Before we even started getting off the ground, and he asked her a question, and that got her started talking about menopause for some reason. And then Lance
she's talking to Lance about menopause.
No. To Lance and I, Lance just takes his headphones, puts them in, puts his sunglasses on, and closes his eyes. And I'm stuck with this woman talking about menopause and her college-age daughter and who she's getting married to, and if they're going to have kids. And I have no out. I'm in the middle seat. I can't put my head. And Lance is just like, he's smiling. I was like, that was a real fun dick move you did. He's like, oh, sorry, whatever. So that was fun. That's somebody, the talker, and I've done one with the overweight smeller that smells awful.
Ooh.
And they're touching your armrest because you can't. It's just the one that's like this. You can't even listen to music to kind of. It just smells so bad. It's just BO. That was when he was wet, like he was sweating so much.
Well, and there's got to be some sort of self-awareness about the food that you bring onto a plane. Yeah. Like if you go to the fast food place and
tuna,
I mean, at some point you got to say, I'm going to go pretty basic here because I'm sitting next to two other people.
Right. Even a lot of onions. It can be horrible.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep some lip balm or something to throw under your
vapor rub.
To throw under your nose in that situation. Yeah. Absolutely.
But just what you want me to, if you're not going to take offense to it, but if you just met me, dude, you smell. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if anybody's told you, but you smell.
But what's the end result of that going to be? You can't go take a shower in the laboratory.
But just to let you know, tell me if I have bad breath. He's like, dude, you smell.
Yeah.
Like you have really bad BO. We're never going to see each other.
That's going to be an awkward conversation.
But I hope
I would do it near landing if I were you. I don't want to do that right at takeoff.
Yeah.
And are you one of the guys?
Because my luck will be, I would tell him that, and he would like, well, might as well do this now. And he pulls out a bomb or something. It's like, I was going to wait until we were at 30,000 feet, but let's go ahead.
What difference does it make by then?
Let's go ahead and end it now.
If I stink already.
You're going to stink anyway. But
I was just waiting for one of you to say something.
Might as well do this now.
I like how he has it in his pocket, some kind of trinket.
Sir, we haven't even backed away from the gate.
I know. I wasn't going to do this if nobody said anything about my smell, but way to go, sir. You're going to do it for everybody.
And are you the type, I was the type earlier, I don't fly. I probably fly once every 7 years. When the plane lands, gets to the gate,
it kills
everybody
me.
stands up.
Yeah, where are you going?
Yeah, and like I got to be the first out. Like you're not going to get anywhere sooner.
I become the police at that point. I stand up and I stand by my aisle and make sure everyone in the 32 rows in front of me are able to get out before I let anybody by.
Well, that's true. It's I don't know why it's such a matter. Yes, we're all cramped in here. I'm uncomfortable, just as uncomfortable. But everybody's making it worse by just standing up. Like we got another 5 minutes.
I'll give you another
at least
one too.
And people behind me is like, sir, I'm trying to catch my flight. And I was like, we all are. Honest to goodness, we all are. And we're all going to get off at the same time right here.
I just ride this thing daily. I love it.
I'm trying to get to the Schlotzky's at game 3, so we all have our issues.
Honest to goodness, I wasn't going to do this, but since you said that.
So what about the person that gets right on the plane and the first overhead they come to, they cram their bag in and they walk to the back of the plane? I'm like, that's my spot.
Yeah. But I don't understand like I don't know if there should be some policing by the not stewardess anymore, by the flight attendants.
Right.
But because it is obnoxious, but it is every flight and it has gone since flight became commercial. I don't understand how we all do that. I was guilty of it before, but I saw that I think I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to sit here. If I'm watching the show, I'm going to keep watching the show until I see people leaving.
Yeah. Cody says the person that claps when the plane lands like that. Now, I've been on one flight that happened, but
me too, and I loved it.
Let me tell you, the pilot deserved every bit of the hand clap.
Or the person that's on their phone until like literally takeoff. Yeah, oh, dude, the Eagles are going to cover. I guarantee it.
Yeah. This is not Lance, right?
No, she said what?
This will make Forrester and Taylor, who are also here with us on location, very happy. I delayed my flight back from Pasadena in 2009 by an extra day because it was so crowded, everyone leaving after Alabama finally won a national championship again in 2009. But still a lot of Alabama fans on the plane as we're landing in Birmingham, and they let me take the microphone.
No, they did
not. Where I got to say, welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama, home of the 2009 college football national champions. Roll Tide.
Did everybody clap?
Oh, cheers all through. There was one person in the back that said, I wasn't going to do this until.
You're on every damn flight.
The sound effect was incredible.
So great. He's good at Foley. He's a Foley artist.
It was an incredible.
The 2009 national champions.
It's so good. It's actually spot on when you do it that way.
Ladies and gentlemen.
If you look to your left.
Now teeing off. United States, Ryan Brown.
Carson says the guy that talks on his phone like it's a walkie-talkie from the Korean War. Says, bring it right, 315.
That's right. Yeah, we'll be landing about 12:15. Over.
The flight is all. I mean, because you're stuck in there too. I mean, what you gonna do?
And do you like it when the person next to you turns the air on?
I gotta have that. I gotta have that in a flight.
Oh.
That's 4 downs brought to you by our friends. Did we do the 4th down?
We did. That was 4th.
Yeah, that was brought to you by our friends at Vulcan Tire and Automotive.
Do not let car trouble interfere with your big summer plans and spring plans. For the best in service, the greater Birmingham area, think only of Vulcan Tire and Automotive. 4 locations in the Birmingham area. Learn more at VulcanTireandAuto.com. Also, a good time to tell you we're here from Slice. Wonderful place to come for lunch. 4 great locations. You have them right here, the Vestavia locations, right near my friends at Way to Wellness. Also, Lifetime Fitness across the street here in this area, just off of Highway 280. Wonderful location in Crestline now, near some of our employees here at Double Down Media neighborhood over there. Montevallo, where our great friends at the University of Montevallo is located. You get a Slice location there. And the original one down in Lakeshore, it's our friends at Slice, just a wonderful family-owned business and a great place for lunch and dinner. And when we tell you about our friends at Hemp Hill all the time, Brownie, LT will send out a lock later on, but at Hemp Hill, they fix it. They fix it right. They fix it the first time.
Before I give you the number and all that, you've used Hemphill before, right?
I have, yeah. I mean, I think just about everybody on the show has.
I've used them a lot of times. They don't even have to ask for my address. That's just pinned.
It's Rockstar.
I'm pinned.
Yeah,
Got a lot of issues in my 1955 house.
Everything from a plumbing issue, or actually in my case, a water heater issue, to air conditioner. Absolutely.
Yeah, good time to get it checked out right now. This is the name we trust. It's Hemphill Services, 205-229-2090, 229-2090. We'll do trash coming up in a little bit, but let's bounce around a couple of sports topics for you and what are some headlines out there and get some instant reactions from everyone. Jeff Bezos not going to make an offer for the Washington Commanders now. It looks like it's going to be the Magic Johnson Group, the guy that owns the New Jersey Devils and some other Philadelphia 76ers. So that's likely who's going to get it. Jeff Bezos, net worth, Jeff Bezos. You want to take a guess? Anyone? Comes out in the story.
Oh, gosh. I will go.
Here's a hint. It's over $1 billion.
Okay. That gives a good.
I would have guessed.
I will go 102.
$102 billion.
I was going to go much higher than that.
Well, I'm just trying to think because I remember back in the day, Bill Gates was 58 billion.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Bless you, Lunsford.
Holy hell,
Lunsford. Nope. It is the loudest sneeze I've ever in the.
Yeah.
I mean, it just echoed.
The drywall shook.
It echoed through all of this slides.
Oh my God!
Do
you ever do it in the middle of the night and just shock the hell out of Laurel? You have to peel her off the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Go back down. Go back down.
It's okay, honey.
Yeah.
Go back to sleep.
I will go 212.
212 billion?
212.
$120 billion
Wow.
is his estimated worth.
Is that the richest person on the planet?
It was Musk until he bought Twitter, so I don't know.
I would bet, though, that if Jeff Bezos is worth $120 billion, he's got some billions. You know, does he have kids? Do you know? I don't know.
He's divorced, though.
Yeah, I know he's divorced. I don't think they had kids.
So his net worth's been cut in half, probably.
I went with the original value.
Yeah. Tampa Bay's Devin White, big popular player in Tampa, and also former LSU star, has requested a trade. He's in the final year of his rookie contract. But some interesting teams that could get Devin White, who's been a part of that championship team down there with Tom Brady. New England, the LA Chargers, the Denver Broncos, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Detroit Lions. Lions expected to have a really, really good year. He's in the last year of his rookie contract. Lions, in fact, made a great move yesterday. They got rid of Jeff Okudah.
Scott was just bragging about it earlier.
I know Scott thinks it's a great move for the Falcons.
Jeff Okudah, often injured, rarely on the field, one-time number 3 overall pick, gets traded by the Lions only for a 5th-round draft pick is all that the Falcons gave up. So no risk for the Falcons.
Yeah.
On a guy that basically
all reward for the Lions.
Basically for a guy that apparently doesn't want to be on the field. So he's going to Atlanta.
Yeah. By the way, Bezos, 3rd wealthiest person in the world, according to Wikipedia.
Behind Putin.
I don't think Putin's got that kind of cash.
He's got a ton,
and
a nuclear arsenal.
He does have that, and he's got 4 kids. I mean, how fortunate are those kids? Bernard Arnault. I do not know who this guy is.
Sounds French.
French business magnate.
French, how about that? So it's Arnault.
A French business magnate, investor, and art collector. And he is the founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Louis Vuitton.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, I see those purses all over the place.
They're inexpensive.
Yeah. He's got $211 billion. That's how good they are.
But if he's an art collector, that means it's not real money.
Yep.
It's only what we pay for that crap.
$211 billion on selling purses. Elon Musk is number 2.
Still number 2.
Yeah, but he's down. It says here $180 billion
because he bought Twitter.
Yep. Jeff Bezos 3rd at 114 is what this has.
Is it Bezos or Bezos?
Bezos. I'm sorry. My apologies. Larry Ellison. I can't remember what he does.
He's going to be
Oracle Computers. What were you going to say?
I was going to say bacon. A lot of money in bacon.
I think he owns a used car lot.
He owns pigs.
Warren Buffett is 5th. Bill Gates 6th. Michael Bloomberg 7th. Carlos Slim. He's Mexican.
All right.
Well, I mean, I said the other one was French. This guy's Mexican. I can't point that out.
Bezos was American.
Well, I think everybody knows that. Yeah. Carlos Slim, a Mexican business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. He was the richest person for a minute.
We will get to trash coming up at the top of the hour here. Howie Long will be with us at 11:30. Buster Olney will be with us at 11:45 on the shortened show today. But I'll tell you this, Brownie, why don't you tell us about our friends right there at NASCAR again as we get ready to go racing at Talladega. Remember, free camping. That's something to remember over at Talladega.
Yeah, 877-GO-TO-DEGA if you want to reserve your spot. Sorry, Jim, I clapped. If you want to reserve your spot.
No, if you want to reserve your spot.
If you want to reserve your spot for the Geico 500 weekend, you can do that by calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA or visiting TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. It all starts next Friday with a big one on the Boulevard, biggest party you'll find anywhere. Saturday, they've got a doubleheader of racing and Cole Swindell in concert Saturday night in the infield. And then Sunday is the Geico 500. Don't forget to enhance your race weekend by adding the Garage Experience presented by Cool Ray. It is the most immersive in NASCAR. You can see more and reserve your spot by visiting TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
An amazing story about a pair of Michael Jordan shoes and baseball new rules and a couple of more things after I remind you that today there are some severe weather in our viewing area, so stay weather aware. And if you do have roof damage, Storm Restoration Roofing is there to help you out. Greg Nelson, and our buddy there with Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City on Facebook, can take care of you. If you have storm damage, he can come out to your home today, tonight, tomorrow, and take care of you, help you secure the home and do it in a way that the insurance companies will still give you full coverage there. 205-542-3531 to get more details. 205-542-3531 or look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City. He gives you a free no-cost roof inspection too after the storms blow by. Get that roof inspected. Make sure the shingles are still tight and you got no problems with them being loosened or bent, which can cause severe water damage. He has the best warranties in the business. Insurance companies trust him. You should too. Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531, 542-3531, or Greg for Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing. I know Taylor, our social media director, and LT are really big in buying the J's, the Jordan brand Nikes, the Air Jordans. MJ's 1998 Jordan 13s. Do you own a pair of these, the Jordan 13s, Taylor? Do you own a pair of Jordan 13s? No. The 1998 pair of Jordans that he wore in the NBA Finals sold over the weekend for $2.2 million. These are the sneakers that he has autographed now.
Oh, so they're game worn.
Game worn. He autographed them and were sold for $2.2 million, the most expensive pair of sneakers in the history of the world.
Where do you're not going to wear them, you display them, but how and do you display shoes?
Well, so what size was he? Do you know? That's a pretty big shoe for Jordan, I would imagine. No, he wasn't.
Not that. Make it realistic, Rox.
It's not going to be a standalone. I mean, you're going to have them as part of something else, right? I mean, you're going to do them in a glass box, and you're probably going to turn
with lasers.
You're going to turn one like this way, and then have the autograph pointing out, so you can see.
I think the autographs are actually on the toes, if I remember that.
I don't like the way that's. So I might slope him.
He's
like
a 13,
size 13. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to go glass shadow box, basically, or glass box, whatever you call that. And it's probably going to be part of a much broader collection. I don't think like you're going to walk in my basement. I'm going to have TVs, pictures of my kids, and Michael Jordan shoes.
Well, it's $2 million. You got to do something with it. You're not going to put it in a closet. That's what I'm saying. Like if I had that much money that I could just waste $2 million on shoes, where are you going to put those things? Like it's different if it was like an autographed poster or a picture or whatever they do with boxing gloves.
Dave says, I'm waiting to hear from Marty Smith about those. Marty on the show next week. We'll ask him. I don't think he paid $2 million for them.
That would be interesting.
I ain't got that money, boy.
Me.
I think it's 3 or 4 Major League Baseball teams. The first to do this, ironically, was Milwaukee because, and we talked about this jokingly, but it has turned into reality. Baseball times now consistently down to the average is 2 hours and 38 minutes. And what has it impacted? Beer sales. Ooh. So they have now 4 teams, including Milwaukee, the first to do it, extending beer sales past the 7th inning through the 8th inning now. They used to cut it off at 7th inning as a way to help protect fans and driving home, DUIs and stuff. One Major League Baseball player, Matt Strahm of the Phillies, is against this. He says it's endangering our fans to continue beer sales into the 8th inning of a game that's going fast now. at this point, why even cut it off at all?
But how often? I know the seventh inning cutting it off, but how often do you hear? Because now it's going to take one example of one car crash, DUI, or something like that from a fan or a fatality. Well,
here's
how
what
often do you have you as much as people drink at NBA games, NFL games, and is it something that they bury? They don't really talk about. If something happens, like on the road, like we had a fatality leaving Dodger Stadium because of a drunk driver.
It would not surprise me if they bury the fact that he was at a Dodgers
Okay,
game or something like
there's
that.
so much alcohol consumed at these games.
Yeah.
And what these beer sales do, as I would tell Matt as well, is that when you're announcing that beer sales is ending in the seventh inning, or when you know it is, I go and get two, and I get Ryan to go and get two, and you go and get two, and my wife goes and gets two.
So you're probably going to sell the same amount
because two is is all that legally they can sell you now. You can't buy for the whole row, right? You can only buy two.
You learned that at the Garth Brooks concert, right?
I did when I tried to buy 4.
Beer for the road. But this is an interesting topic because I had not thought of it in these terms because I am a television consumer in baseball. I rarely, if ever, go to a game. But you and I get breakfast from the same place at different times, Rockstar. We're not there together. We don't go to a couple.
Because you are fighting the next morning.
We get breakfast at the same place, and the drive-thru guy loves the show, the guy that runs the restaurant. So he goes back and watches after his day is over. And he brought this up the other day. I had not thought of it. He goes, I haven't heard y'all talk much about this, that baseball is shorter now, but they didn't lower the prices on anything. Like
that's right.
He's like, where else do you go where you get less?
Correct.
And the price never changes.
Yeah, the ticket price would probably have gone up in some places.
I had not even thought of that, but he's right. Like because to his point, he said you could say it was too long, but used to a ticket got me 3.5 hours or 3 to 3.5 hours. Now it gets me 2.5 to 3 hours. I've lost 30 minutes to an hour, yet the price is the same.
But some people that never go to games because it's too long, like, well, now I'll go to a game because if it's just 2.5 hours, I can do that. I'm not spending 3.5 hours. So is it canceling itself out?
I don't know. But I mean, his point too was like so we'll use Birmingham for an example and going to Braves games. I'm on the road much more time than I'm in the stadium now. And we talked about that aspect, but I mean, it is a good point. Like I'm paying the same price, maybe even elevated prices for less content now. So why have the prices not changed?
They would argue back that you're actually getting more content. Stolen bases are up 81%. The batting averages are up. Action plays, action time is up over.
Right, like he said, what you're losing 30 minutes of scratching and adjusting.
That's exactly right.
Which is true.
I hate that.
But I'm also losing 30 minutes of drinking a beer, 30 minutes of being outside with the kids, eating ice cream out of the stadium cups, the waffle cone, whatever. I really do. I go to baseball games basically for, unless it's the playoffs or World Series, I'm there for the experience, to be outside, to be with friends and family, to eat concession stands and drink beer. That's why I'm there.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah,
it's part of the atmosphere. By the way, how about this? 20-year-old Jordan Walker, not only was he the first rookie to start the season with a 10-game hit streak since, you'll love this, you used to love, everybody had a nickname in the 1912s. 1912, Honest Eddie Murphy.
Oh, Honest Eddie Murphy.
First rookie.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
He had a used car a lot too. Come see Honest Eddie Murphy.
Honest Eddie Murphy. I like my landlord. Eddie Murphy's killed my landlord.
Only reason he did this story.
Honest Eddie Murphy was the last rookie to have a 10-game win streak to start his career. But Jordan Walker did something else. He's the first big league player to what? This is like a bad TV trivia show. Jordan Walker did another thing. He's the first Major League Baseball player to what?
Combine grape and strawberry big league chew. Yep. Both of them in his mouth.
To be in my kitchen.
To be in your kitchen. He's never been there. Jordan Walker, the first Major League Baseball player, and this will be the trivia question, to be born in 2002.
Oh, wow. Holy crap.
Wow. I get old.
Yeah, I mean, 2002. Are you serious?
2002, and he's a big leaguer already.
Seems like I can remember like the first kid to be born in the 90s. I'm like, holy crap, I'm old. Yeah. 2002, huh?
Yep. And think about this. The average age, remember, in some of the older guys out here when Playboy was a magazine?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when that was?
Remember that.
When did it stop going to magazine form? I don't know.
It was probably
early 2000s.
Yeah, no, not that, because now they're all digital, and they're trying to rebrand. I'm trying to just saw a store there. Yeah, rebranding, but I would say 2009.
Yeah,
2010.
so most of the centerfold models would have been born, if that was still going on now, in 2002, 2003, 2004.
That's crazy.
Yeah. girls of the SEC. Remember that would have been born in 2003,
we had a
2004.
Blazer one time, remember?
A UAB Blazer?
Yep.
Yep.
We had a Blazer.
I remember how controversial. I was in the business long enough to remember that it was a big deal, and there were protesters in Tuscaloosa and in Auburn when they were coming in trying to go through the process of, girls who wanted to volunteer, girls who wanted to volunteer for girls of the SEC. And there were protesters both at Alabama and Auburn, and it was a video crew to interview the girls who were going through and why it was there, talk to the Playboy spokesperson. Times have changed. We were upset about other things now, but back then you just protest about Playboy being on campus.
They have OnlyFans accounts now.
Yeah. All right. Crazy. Approaching the top of the hour here. We're live for a little over another hour. Brown, once again, tell them we're at beautiful Slice, the Vestavia location. If you were eating at Slice, say right after the show, what would you order?
I would like, if I could go half and half, I'd like to go half soul pie, no onions, half hot mama. Like if they do a half and half for me like that, that'd be my dream come true. I could eat a piece of hot mama, eat a piece of soul pie.
Oh, they'll do that for you.
Eat a piece of soul pie. We'll put that to a test coming up here at noon. We'll find that out. But yeah, that's absolutely what I would order at Slice. Great salads, great wings, great beer selection. Just a beautiful location here. Slice Birmingham. They got locations all over. Crestline Village is the new one we went to. We did a show from there, from here in Vestavia. Montevallo coming soon, and the original down at Lakeview. It is Slice.
Yep. And thank you to our friends at Bud Light. They bring you every show. Appreciate the folks at Bud Light there. Also, Coca-Cola and the makers of Body Armor Light, my new favorite drink right now.
You're going heavy to that.
This whole bottle is 35 calories right here. And it's light, L-Y-T-E, because it puts the electrolytes back into your body.
How about that?
So it's a great drink that if you're outside in the summertime, springtime, if you're a golfer, athlete, runner or something, it's great. It's Body Armor Light right there. And only 35 calories for that entire body there. No extra sugar added or any of that. Our friends at Body Armor bringing you part of the show today. All right, before we get to the top of the hour here, emotional yesterday. And I hope you guys got a chance to see this. Maybe Taylor will retweet it from our Next Round account. But the Tennessee Titans posted this.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Mississippi State great Jeffrey Simmons signs a contract. His mom, it was a single-parent home. His mom raised him. And Jeffrey Simmons, great Hell State football player, now with the Titans, signs a contract, 4 years, $94 million, cannot make it through the news conference when he starts thinking about the sacrifices his mom made to allow him just to be alive, to make for a good home, to give him a chance to graduate high school, to go to Mississippi State. And now he's able to, pay her back tenfold with this new guaranteed $94 million contract with the Titans. It is worth your watch to go back and see that if you have not, and we'll send it out from our platform as well. Jeffrey Simmons yesterday, it was a great moment.
Just you described it very well there, because it actually gave me a little bit of a lump in my throat. I've not seen that. That is a great story. Good for him. First of all, just a phenomenal player.
Yeah. And if you've ever been in a situation like that, and some of you have, where maybe times were lean, and you think back to those times and you think, how did we ever get out of that? And usually it's the strength of a parent or two that helped you get through, or a grandparent that helped you get through, maybe no electricity or no food in the cupboard, or having to eat somebody else's leftovers or something. So Jeffrey Simmons giving tribute to his mom yesterday. And trash at the top of the hour, but one more sports note here from the NFL. We now know what Green Bay wants from the New York Jets for Aaron Rodgers. They would like a 2023, this upcoming draft, second round pick.
Okay.
And they would like the Jets 2024 first round pick.
Okay.
That's what they want for Aaron Rodgers.
So
fair or not fair?
This year's second round, next year's first round.
This year's second, next year's first. Now, I don't know if I did not check this out. Maybe Lunsford can do it for me quick over there. Do the Jets have a first round this year, or are they asking for the second round because the Jets don't have a first round?
So from talking, just from talking to some people in the league that I happen to know, the problem why this kind of hit a stalemate was when Rodgers went on McAfee's show and said he's 90% retired, that the Jets are like, whoa.
The decision coming soon. I'm not going to drag this out.
Yeah, I'm 90% retired. And the Jets are like, well, we would like to know how long that 10% is going to be before we give you some money if you're 90% retired. And then Aaron Rodgers kind of walked that back, but I think it spooked the Jets a little bit. So I don't know how close this deal would be. I mean, if I give up a first round draft pick, I mean, that's a significant thing to give up. What would you think you would want back for that?
If I'm giving up 2 high picks, I need to know Aaron Rodgers is going to play with me 4 years.
I was going to say 5.
He's going to give me 4 years.
I don't think there's any way you get 4 years out of that guy. Do you?
I don't know. It depends on how, Tampa Bay got 3 out of Brady.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd get 3 out of Brady. I thought we'd get 1.
I say you got 2 out of Brady.
Yeah.
Last year sucked.
Yeah.
No, I'm with Rockstar.
He gave you 2 years.
Yeah, he gave me 2, but I mean, it was
2 really good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lunsford, real quick, says the 13th this year and then 42 and 43 next year.
Yeah.
Did I get that wrong? Okay, they got 2 seconds this year, 42 and 43. So they give that up and then the 13th next year.
Okay. So they want 2
this year. Oh, that's all this year. Yeah, right. It wouldn't have been set yet. So yeah, the 13th this year. So they're going to keep that. Then they got 2 second rounds to give up, and then they're going to gamble with Rodgers that first round pick's going to be somewhere in the 30s.
Right. We're going to win so well.
We're going to win so well
in our one moment in time. Yeah. Would you do it or not do it?
I think if I'm the Packers, I tell them I want that first this year. I know it's the 13th. I don't know what I'm getting next year.
But if that is the offer, the second and the first, would you do it if you're the Jets? If they are saying a second and the first, would you give it up?
Yes. I mean, I'll answer the question for my Dolphins. If you told me first round, you had to give up a first round pick and it's an undetermined amount of time, but you're a Super Bowl contender with that first round pick, I say do it. If the Lions were the same thing.
But can you, I know it's a contract thing, but can you just play 1 year and just go for a 4-year contract and just I'm done.
Yep.
Just every summer, I may retire. Where he keeps doing this every summer.
No, they're going to play.
This may be it. I'll let you know soon enough. I'm not going to drag this out. And come September, he lets them know that, okay, I'll do 1 more year. Or I'm retiring.
I think that's the game that they're going to play the whole time with him. And no, it does suck. And it really sucks as a fan. I'm already dreading Tyreek Hill saying he's going to retire in 4 years. And I mean, that's 4 years away.
And you gave him a ton.
Yeah, I gave him a ton of money. And I'm like, hey, if this thing's really cooking in 4 years, you can't really just walk away from it, can you? I mean, I'm hoping he's just running his mouth.
All right. A little over an hour from now, the Tampa Bay Rays, my team, will try to tie the Major League record for wins to start a season. They're 12-0. But it is time, right after we do the station identification on the Tampa Bay Rays Radio Network. It is time for Trash, which is brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
Yeah, Mortgage Right puts the M in mastery when it comes to purchasing your new home. When it comes time to buy that home, you need to make your first call to our friends at Mortgage Right. You could start right there online, right? MortgageRight.com/TNR. That's MortgageRight.com/TNR. NMLS 2239. By the way, Howie Long, I believe, has moved up to 11:15.
Oh, that's important to me. Thank you.
Very important. So we're going to start in Missouri, Jim and Rockstar and audience. A 78-year-old woman has robbed the Missouri bank. And they said, according to police, she slipped the bank teller the note mid-heist.
Heist.
Mid-heist. That included an apology for scaring them. I'm so sorry I'm scaring you, but I got to rob this bank here. Bonnie Gooch is her name. Does not sound like it.
The old Gooch.
The old Goocher. She has 2 bank robbery convictions already, and she tried to escape with the cash from Goppert Financial Bank in Pleasant Hill. Now, I want to stop right there. There's got to be a better name for your bank. You may be the Goppert family, but if you're we're going to start a bank, we're going to call it the First Bank of Pleasant Hill. We're not going to call it Goppert.
You say Goppert taken over by Gooch. What's your headline?
Goppert gets Gooched. Gooch apparently approached the bank's counter April 5th, slipped the cashier a note that said, "I need 13,000 small bills." There's going to be your first problem right there.
That's a lot of small bills.
That is a lot of small bills. That's going to take me a minute to count that out.
I'm going to give you $13,000. I'm not going to give you any fives.
And then the teller, 1, 2, 3.
Is that now?
Honey, we got to hurry.
I'm going to start over now.
Don't interrupt me. 1, 2, 3.
The note also said, "Thank you and sorry, I didn't mean to scare you." Prosecutors allege that she banged on the counter to hurry the teller up, so she got to change his.
I need the money.
Can you hurry up, please?
And she says, "Just give it to me."
Pay attention.
That's really sad. She's got 2 prior bank robbery convictions, one in 1977 in California, one in Kansas City.
So it's I waited. I didn't rob a bank since 1977.
But she went back in 2020.
And a 78-year-old. It doesn't say if she had a gun or a weapon or anything. She just had the note.
77, 2020, and now?
Yeah, in 2023. So I'm going to say she's not a saver. She burned through. I mean, it took her a minute to burn through what she took from 77.
But she got arrested in 77
Yeah,
or
she
got
was
away with it?
convicted, so she was in
Oh.
jail for a minute.
You don't get to keep that money.
I'm going to say we probably
You don't get to keep that money.
We're going to need that back. Thank you.
Sorry for scaring you.
Yeah, sorry for scaring you. I'm going to say we're probably going to need to keep Bonnie in the old jail here. I don't know that we can trust her back out in society. I think that's the one thing we've learned from her.
Granny.
From Missouri to Lake Oswego, Oregon. On Friday evening, Lake Ridge Middle School was hosting a career day where parents and other community members could teach students about different jobs they could pursue one day. I think I remember having one of these at Sachs High School. And I just think I remember liking getting out of class.
Well, we did them in middle school in 6th grade.
You know what? I'm wrong about that. We used to go to a central career fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did that, but you would go down somewhere and they just had a bunch of stuff set up, and it was like, Lee Brass, if you want to come work for Lee Brass, or
Dunder Mifflin.
go
over there and talk to
Dunder
Michael.
Mifflin.
They had that one piece of paper that says everything. But what was funny about 6th grade when we did career day, you have like an attorney, you have a fireman, a police officer, but then comes Alan Hunter, the MTV VJ, and he has an example of the Moon Man statue. He stole the show. Nobody cared about anything about the fireman. Like, well, I was a VJ in the 80s, and I got to meet all these bands. Everybody's just jaws dropped because he got the Moon Man statue. And like, I'm a fireman, and we put out fires, and everybody's like, Mr. Hunter, can you tell us more? What was Metallica like?
How
Well,
about having to follow Alan Hunter?
yeah, that's what everybody was like. I want the MTV guy. I want the MTV guy.
Did one person out there, when he said Alan Hunter, did you think about the guy who used to wear a hat on Fox 6?
Alan Collins.
Alan Collins. When you said, I was like, I wouldn't care if Alan Collins
Who wants to
was
try
there.
on the hat?
Whoa, he's going to let us wear the hat.
Somebody want to toss this back to Janet Hall?
Alan Collins, Fox 6 News.
On your side.
Police said one of the presenters was 43-year-old Ellen Sawo. She was talking to a class when police say she got upset with the students, started swearing at them, and at one point slapped a student in the face.
And she said, I'm sour.
I was going to say, a headline would be great.
What?
I don't know. I'm just sure he likes the sour.
Sour for the slapping.
It's SOWO. The day is supposed to be about learning and different careers, according to the principal. Kids getting excited about the possibilities for their future. Unfortunately, it was a day they will forget for unfortunate reasons.
She's sour.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Career day takes a sour turn.
Instead of sour stuff.
Come on, Rockstar. You can do it, man. You can do it.
You gotta have confidence.
Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, I was going to say sour slapped kids.
Yeah.
You gotta have confidence.
Come
All right, go ahead.
All right. We go to Las Vegas now. I don't know where you guys stand on the old Wienermobile, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
By the way, the reason I have this, every year around this time, around spring, summer, Wienermobile makes a headline for something like this, and they do something with the damn Wienermobile where you can drive it. Remember, they were saying like you can drive it for 6 months or something like that. You can be the Wienermobile audition. They do something every year, so this is their thing this year.
Well, they're going to turn the Wienermobile into the Wienermobile of Love.
Hell yeah.
In Las
It
Vegas.
just goes through tunnels.
Hosting.
Sorry.
So dark in here. Hosting 2 days of
Back up and go back in.
Hosting 2 days of complimentary hot dog themed weddings. You used to have a dog named the Dunaway dog.
The Dunaway dog.
You want a hot dog
back
themed
at the
wedding?
very successful Rick and Bubba restaurant.
Starting Monday, April 10th. That was the other day. Interested couples can sign up for exclusive opportunity online, selected on a first-come, first-served basis. All weddings will then take place Saturday and Sunday this weekend in the Wienermobile of Love there on Las Vegas Boulevard, right next to the Little White Chapel. I can't imagine anything more romantic than getting married at the Wienermobile of Love.
Or being denied. Like, it's so excited,
sorry.
but we weren't first ones to get in.
First come, first serve, sir. Sorry, you cannot get married here. We go to DeBerry, Florida next. I like how Rockstar's following along with my treasure. I like how you got up around you. You missed a line right there. DeBerry, Florida, a man was arrested Friday. Florida man, by the way, back in trash. After he allegedly broke into 2 homes, tried to evade deputies by jumping into a swimming pool and onto a trampoline, all while it is a staple of trash. He was naked, yes. Deputies say they responded around 2 a.m. to a report of a burglary. Can't do it, Rockstar. Burglary.
There you go.
At a home on High Banks Road, and encountered the suspect identified as 34-year-old Blake Tockman. Deputies say they encountered Tockman at the second house. Body-worn camera video shows from the sheriffs that he was running from the deputy, jumping in a pool, climbing out of the pool, jumping onto the trampoline. They took 4 deputies to get custody of him, and he kicked or hit the deputies.
I got him by the handle.
What are the
Quick, jump in the pool. What are you gonna do in there? They can't get it. They're allergic to water.
they're probably not going to jump in, and I mean they're probably going to be
They'll
standing.
just wait till you get out. I'm just gonna
Yes.
wait for 3 hours.
In addition to being naked, they said he was covered in wheel-bearing grease, peppermint oil, and blood. I'm going to want to know the first part of this story here is what I'm going to want to know. I mean,
Slippery cat.
Yeah. They believe he may have been under the influence of an unknown substance. And they said it took 3 medical professionals to secure him on the stretcher for evaluation and treatment. There are 2 staples in trash I've learned over the years. We've been doing this how long?
13 years.
13 years. 2 staples in trash I've learned. Florida Man's going to make a lot of appearances, and it's even money he's naked in doing it.
They're actually coming. It's a Netflix series called Florida Man.
Florida Man?
I don't think it's what you. I think he's an attorney that represents. I cannot remember the synopsis, but it's a new Netflix series called Florida Man. They're trying to profit on this horrible state with people in it.
I mean, what is going on in there? Why is it always Florida Man?
I love
Florida's
the state
just
of
Florida
crazy.
Man has given us more content.
Don't call it a horrible state. I love Florida.
Yeah. Well, it's a great state, but I just wonder why Florida Man's always so crazy.
I don't know either. Like how that just came. I think you can. I'm sure you can do it with every state. There's got to be a Tennessee man. There's got to be an Alabama. There's always stories about people throwing chicken wings at wives and stuff.
I know it sounds like it's just a thing, but I do feel like we get a lot more Florida Man than any other state.
There could be a California man.
I know, but
Texas man.
But he never shows up in trash. Florida Man's there consistently, and he's naked.
Because I think that's what get the headline.
I
And
guess.
Florida man.
I like Florida Man. He gives us a lot of content. Finally, before we get to NFL great Howie Long, Per Variety, the Friday night Manchester production of the show, what's it? Bodyguard is the name of the show, excuse me. Bodyguard had to be stopped because a few members of the audience wouldn't stop singing along with various songs, reportedly drawing cries of "shut up" from the more restrained voices of the crowd. Now, I will say, most of the time, when you're at a concert, it's loud enough that this doesn't happen. But I hate the person around me at the concert that sings so loud at the top of their lungs.
Well, there's video of this of she's doing a bit. I can't remember where she's from. She's from the Pussycat Dolls, who's playing Whitney Houston,
right?
and she's singing "I Will Always Love You." I'm guessing this is the closer, but there's 2 or 3 women that are in the mezzanine that are singing so loudly with her that it's like drowning her out, and so they have to escort them out, and they're just like, "Wow, we paid for these tickets. We're enjoying this show."
I mean, they got a point.
Yeah.
Like certain songs, like Calling Baton Rouge during the Garth Brooks concert, or Sweet Home Alabama when he was covering that, or something like that, doesn't bother me as much. That's like a crowd participation song. But when he was singing a ballad, I don't want to hear the guy beside me or behind me singing it. I want to hear Garth Brooks sing it.
One of the greatest moments in that concert was when he was doing The River and he just dropped out and the crowd sang it with their lights on.
But he did that purpose.
Well, I know, but if everybody's not singing, he doesn't do that.
I think this Bodyguard is almost like them doing Hamlet, and it's a show like that where it's not really a talking where you have to be quiet. I think it's one of those things where it's like, hey, and you sit and doing a soliloquy with Hamlet word for word to interrupt the dude. So
but on May 7th, I'm going to see Taylor Swift. I think her music, for the most part, is okay to have 70,000 people singing along. The Killers, who I love, basically they're an arena rock icon. They're known for songs for the whole crowd to sing along. I don't think Whitney Houston, "I Will Love You" is one that the crowd should sing along with.
Well, the 2 women have been forcibly pulled out of the theater by security. Several police cars arrived. I do believe we've probably gone over the top there to oversee the evacuation of the theater after what patrons on social media described as fights in the aisles and even a mini riot.
That's not love, man. That's not love.
And that is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right. We appreciate them so much. This hour brought to you by our friends at Champy's Chicken. Champy'sChicken.com. We'll talk to Howie Long in just a second as soon as he's queued up and ready to go about the USFL coming up and several other things with the Hall of Famer from the National Football League. Champy's Chicken is ready for lunch today, dinner today. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling is ready to give you that Southern fried chicken, all the wonderful sides, the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and so much more. It is Champy'sChicken.com. Go by there, see him. And Sterling and his great crew enjoy that. And the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales are just, they're worth the drive, man. They are fantastic. I started off with a 3-piece of the tamale appetizer and then go to the Southern fried chicken and the sides. It's Champy'sChicken.com. One note about the USFL, which, by the way, starts this weekend here in Birmingham. 2 games on Fox this weekend. 3:30 on main Fox with Philadelphia and Memphis. Memphis playing home games at the Liberty Bowl. And then at Protective Stadium, a big crowd expected for the Stallions, the champions, playing host to rival New Jersey, 6:30. Both those games on Main Fox for Week 1. You can get your tickets, theusfl.com, theusfl.com. One note coming from the USFL, and Brown, you're going to love this. The USFL has made a rule change in its league starting this weekend. Teams that fumble the ball out of the back of the end zone will retain possession of the football and be spotted at the spot of the fumble. It will not be a turnover and a touchback, as it is the case in other leagues. This is something you've been screaming for years.
For years, and I hope this is the start of a revival in football, that we no longer have that silly rule. I've never understood the rule. I've never understood how I can fumble from the 10 or the 1. It doesn't matter, and it goes out of bounds at the 1, and I get it at the 1. I fumble at the 1, and it goes through the end zone. The other team gets it on the 20. That rule has never made any sense whatsoever to me. So I'm glad the USFL is at least experimenting with that, and I hope it spills over to college football, the NFL, high school, everywhere. I have never understood that rule. Now, Howie Long is an NFL great, and he's with us now. He's a defensive guy, so he may like that rule, because Howie would love to create a fumble that goes through the end zone that gives the team the ball in the 20. Howie, welcome, man. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Birmingham. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thanks a bunch. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. I'll start there. I didn't even know this until Jim just told me. As a defender, how do you feel about this rule change? I've always found it one of the most confusing rules of football to me.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I think it's one of the things that makes the USFL a little more unique. You know, you have the opportunity after score to go for 1, 2, or 3. You can opt out of a potential onside kick, which, the chances of, God only knows how many onside kicks you're going to make and convert. So having a 4th and 12, and now that rule, that along with the cameras in the huddle, innovations like that, I think it draws younger people. I think it'll draw people to their couches.
As you would imagine, we're really excited this weekend about the USFL coming back. We're going to talk to you a ton about that. But I want to ask you, we've been doing our show together for 13 years now, and at times it's hard for us all to get along. You on the Fox broadcast,
I've worked with Terry for 29 years. Are you kidding me? Some of those years are dog years.
That's what I'm asking. How do you guys stay friends through those years?
That's probably the most frequently asked question I get, whether it's at the supermarket, airport, whatever, is, do you guys actually like one another? And, do you actually get along? If you filmed and you can't film it, what takes place in the green room, after the broadcast, before halftime, after halftime, and before post game, we genuinely like what I think, and you can probably speak to this. It's somewhat like a marriage. You really have to work at it. If you want to be successful and you want to be, have sustained success, I think if you hire good people, and I think we have a great group, and we're certainly all. And look, Terry and I couldn't be any more different. He's like the older brother I never wanted. He's. But we get along great. We enjoy one another. Terry and I will be doing our 30th season together next year.
Wow. What is the green room like on a Sunday during the game? Like, we see you guys at halftime or maybe during a commercial break. But what is it like with the great minds like you guys have just together watching games? How much second guessing is there? How much of I bet I know what's coming up is there? What is that like during the games?
I don't think the conversation, it's not eliciting kind of the analysis of, God, the great minds in that room. It's more of, thank God they're not taping this, it's Terry. What you see on television is kind of wide open. Now take it another gear. Or Jimmy just being Jimmy and, totally the truth teller. Jimmy's tough. It's a very entertaining conversation. We're watching, it's a really nice green room. And since COVID hit, we kind of have it to ourselves. And I think that's going to be moving forward. That's going to be the case. And I think you're going to set up another green room where we can have people in, and we'll go down there once or twice during the course of the day, and whether it's charities or whatever. But what goes on in the green room stays in the green room, and it's a fascinating conversation. It's a very entertaining.
The USFL.com as we try to sell out Protective Stadium for this opening weekend, and that's where you get tickets all summer long to watch the champion Birmingham Stallions try to defend the title. The USFL.com week one, both games on main Fox this weekend, 3:30 and 6:30 to kick things off. You love the sport of football. You tell me how the spring league is helping football, not only with rules that we are able to try out, but just a talent pool maybe that one day could filter into the National Football League.
Well, I think the first thing that pops into my mind, one is, the USFL in and of itself versus other leagues. And, we've had the World League, XFL and all that. And that's great. More opportunity for people to get jobs and have an opportunity to play is great. The USFL has, that kind of, from our generation. How old are you guys?
I'm in my 50s. He's in his 40s. So
yeah,
50s
so
and 40s.
Yeah. I think all of us kind of remember, I think about the USFL and the brand and the name and, Jim Kelly, Steve Young, Reggie White, Zimmerman, a lot of Hall of Famers in that USFL. I think it has history, and that's for our generation. And I think with the advent of these kind of, you call them gimmicks, whatever, the changes in the rules, trying to speed up the game, or, making the post touchdown 1, 2, or 3, or, onside kick 4th and 12, and the rule you just talked about, and the camera access, being in the huddle, hearing everything, the coaches are mic'd up. I think that's what the younger people want to see and hear. And I know for me, for example, our son Chris, him and Meg have 2 boys, 7 and 4. And the 7-year-old is suddenly, all of a sudden, whether it's through osmosis, with his dad, has to watch everything because he has a podcast and does all that stuff. He's got to stay up on basketball, baseball, you name it. He's got to stay up on it. A lot like you guys probably are. He's all of a sudden become fascinated with sports, and now he just watches with his dad. And, I'm sure I'll be on the sofa this weekend watching with him. And I think it's an opportunity to kind of steal the next generation, and I think about the opportunity for the players, for the coaches, for the officials. I think 4 or 5 officials ended up going up to the league from last year's officiating crews. And that's an issue in our league, the age of our officials, and trying to bridge that gap, and the next generation of officials. And you've got guys that were either drafted or were in a training camp and didn't make it, or never got to a training camp. It's that opportunity. And to me, it's, listen, my opportunity was, oddly enough, here in Alabama in 1980. I was a kid at Villanova. If I got hit by a bus, it'd be on page 3 of the newspaper. I mean, nobody would have noticed. And I played with a guy in high school named Joe Rustick. He went on to Notre Dame, captain Notre Dame, and was there when Rudy was there. And his dad was coach at Harvard, Joe Rustick Sr., and he was on the selection committee for the Blue-Gray game. And a player pulled out of the game, and I got a late call. And thank God that Joe Rustick was kind enough to think of me, and went down to that game. And the coach, oddly enough, was Jimmy Johnson from Oklahoma State. It was 1980 down here in Alabama, and it was Christmas week, and not a scout spoke to me. I might as well have been invisible. I was like Space Ghost, pressing the Space Ghost button. I just disappeared, and I ended up winning the MVP, and it just kind of changed everything. And for these guys, it's the opportunity. It's the coaches, it's the players, it's the officials. It's the opportunity to do something that catches the eye of one of these 32 teams. And, I always say everyone does the prerequisite amount of work. And what makes average good, very good, and very good great is, in addition to what you do in your meetings, the film you watch, the kind of analysis of, tendencies and formations and all that, and the practice that you do in the weight room and the training room. How much are you willing to go the extra mile? Are you happy being in the team picture, or do you want to be great? Do you want to have that opportunity to make it into a football camp? And maybe this time you're at the right team, you've got the right coach, you're in the right system that fits you, and maybe you make it. Somebody's going to do that, and you've had success from last year, and I just think it's a tremendous opportunity, and these guys have to be excited. And if I were giving them a message, I'd say, why not me? Why not me? I was a kid from Villanova and had the opportunity to go to the blue-gray game and play with a lot of big school guys, and I might as well have been invisible. I worked out for 35 scouts. We didn't have a pro day. What the hell would be a pro day at Villanova? We don't have a facility to have a pro game. Pro day. So I worked out for scouts on the front lawn of my dorm. And when the Raiders drafted me, I was as shocked as they were on ESPN. And I was fortunate to go to the right team with the right coach and the right system and the right owner and great patience. And everywhere I looked around me was Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, Ted Hendricks, Lester Hayes, Matt Millen. I played with Lyle Alzado early in my career. So, Freddie Biletnikoff was on the staff. Willie Brown was on the staff. I didn't have to look far to see what greatness looked like. And, one of these, hopefully it's a whole bunch of kids are going to have the opportunity to catch someone's eye and maybe get into a camp and get on a roster and experience what it's like to play in the NFL.
TheUSFL.com. A few more minutes with Howie Long, NFL great. TheUSFL.com to get tickets to this weekend's home opener in Birmingham, as Jim said, both games on Fox. Real quick on your workout, I was doing some prep for this last night, and I came across an interview where you talked about, I think a scout came and the weather was bad in Philly, and you had to run the 40 indoors, and you guys, you had nowhere on campus you could run an indoor 40.
No, it was the Jake Nevin gym. Jake Nevin was a famous trainer at Villanova for basketball and for track. And, you had Rolly Massimino and, that famous track team and, the whole thing. The gym was really it was kind of like a high school gym. Really there wasn't much to it. So there was no indoor 40-yard space. So what we would do is we would open the hallway doors up, catty corner on both sides. I would start in the one hallway, and we measured out 40 yards. I remember it was a Pittsburgh scout, and there wasn't enough runway in the other hallway right by Rolly Massimino's office where you could get put the brakes on and kind of gear down. So you end up hitting the wall. So I'm running a 40, and you're hitting the wall every time you run a 40. And I'm begging, the Pittsburgh guy to hey, please draft me. Listen, I had no idea I was going to go in the second round. I made $38,000 my rookie year. It was $1,007 after taxes, and I was on top of the world in Oakland.
I want to switch gears from football to your acting career. And you played in Beverly Hills 90210 and Married with Children. You played the role Howie Long.
Yeah.
Two questions.
Tough one.
What do you do to prepare the role for Howie Long? And what are those residual checks like every year for Married with Children?
I'll tell you, it's a really funny thing because, for example, Broken Arrow's on somewhere every night.
Correct.
Every night on satellite TV somewhere, because I get a check periodically for like $150, $300, $250. Awesome. I get a check for those two shows that you talked about periodically for like $1.50.
But what's crazy is Married with Children, Beverly Hills 90210.
That and my NFL pension, I'm set.
You're set.
Fox could let you do it for free.
No, hey. But I do get the residuals on Broken Arrow and Firestorm.
3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Yeah, 3,000 Miles to Graceland. And I was also in that thing you do, yeah. But because I was quote unquote Tom Hanks's boyfriend, essentially. That's what I was supposed to be playing. It was unspoken. You didn't see anything, but there was kind of an unspoken kind of indication that I was his boyfriend, and it was a Disney movie. So Disney pulled that, and I'm in the director's cut and the extended cut.
Wow, how about that?
The Oneaters and Howie Long.
Yeah.
All right. TheUSFL.com is the website to go to purchase tickets, get everything you need to know about this weekend. Philly Stars, Memphis Showboats up in Memphis. But the main attraction here in town, 6:30 down at Protective Stadium, is New Jersey visiting Birmingham, the defending champion Birmingham Stallions. Both games on Fox, as is that gentleman there, Howie Long. You've been a pleasure to talk to, Howie. Howie, we cannot thank you enough for the time.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
man.
Take care.
All right.
Howie with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Fun to chat with the NFL great Howie Long.
JohnstonRVCenter.com. Go ahead and tell us about that.
I will. I was going to say real quick, I just remember Howie Long wore the 75, and he had that
Collar.
neck collar that would separate, like it would separate out the neck of the shirt like that. I mean, he just looked like a guy that would absolutely tear you limb to limb, but seemed like a really nice guy there. Howie Long with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Don't forget, right now, Johnston RV Center has that clean sweep RV sales event in the month of April. So any 2022s that they still have on the lot, they're getting rid of those 2022s. And they've got some Coachman Prisms, some Sunseekers that are available, deep discounts. And don't forget, always the lifetime warranty on anything new or under 2 years of age at all their locations. You can find them I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 Indicator, and always online at JohnstonRVCenter.com, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
We'll talk to Buster Olney coming up in about 15 minutes. This hour of the show brought to you by Champy's Chicken, your place for lunch or dinner in the Alabaster area, 119, Champy'sChicken.com. You can swing by there, Champy'sChicken.com. Great Southern fried chicken, all the sides, those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and a lot more, Champy'sChicken.com. And Brandy, tell us one more time about NASCAR. Get those tickets, and then we'll talk to Buster in about 15.
Yeah, NASCAR is coming to the Talladega Super Speedway. You can be part of it. 877-GO-TO-DEGA. The Geico 500 weekend starts Friday with a big one on the Boulevard. Biggest party you'll find anywhere. Then a doubleheader of racing on Saturday. And Cole Swindell Saturday night and the concert there in the infield. And then it all caps off with the Geico 500 on Sunday. Next Sunday, a week from this Sunday, Geico 500 already here. You can secure your spot and also find out more about that garage experience presented by Cool Ray, the most immersive in NASCAR, by calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA, 877-GO-TO-DEGA, or TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
All right. We'll get back into some sports conversation in just a second with Buster, as I said there. But we do have a Bud Light poll question out there. Bud Light poll question today, brought to you by the easy to drink, easy to enjoy friends at Bud Light. And the poll question is very easy. Yesterday on the golf course, I had a chance to play our friend's proud part of our golf card, Bent Brook. And, it's a very forgiving course. If you like to go out and play, it's a little forgiving, a little wide open. You may be able to play down another fairway or something. But I sent out the poll question. Let's see if I can find it right here so I can get the wording correctly. Dun, 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 dun,
You know he got a hole-in-one, right?
Yeah.
You know that's what this is leading to. I mean, the only reason I don't think
Dunaway started playing golf again during the pandemic. Wednesday, a monumental moment happened on the golf course.
Ooh, what?
Which one was it? And the poll question, brought to you by Bud Light. Here are the choices you had. One of them was a hole-in-one, Brown. One of them was killed a snake. One of them was pooped his pants, and one of them was he finished under par, which means if you're, par 72, it would mean I shot 71 or lower. I've shot a 74 on that course before last year.
Yeah.
There's no in hell you killed a snake unless it was a garter snake. So.
Yeah, not many snakes are out right now. He didn't poop his pants. I'm not an idiot. It's a hole-in-one. The only thing that gives me hesitation, there are two things I need to say here. Somebody texted me that they were in a restaurant with Dunaway and his friends in there as well, which would have been a celebratory stop. But I don't know if it was somebody messing with me or not. I didn't have time to follow up on it. I don't know why they would make that joke.
17% of our voters
they're so eager to do this.
It says it's a hole-in-one. 26%, 26.1 says killed a snake. 26.7 say it's under par. Over 30% said my pants.
The only thing about the hole-in-one, even though somebody texted me that, I just don't think he would have waited. I think he would have called me right away or sent it out on social media. Scott's shaking his head. He knows too. He would have sent it out on social media. So I just really.
So if I'd have killed a snake, would I not also have sent that out on social
Depends on
media?
the size of the snake.
Yeah.
If it's a garter snake, you're not going to repeat.
But I think it would have shown up in my Twitter feed because if you would have gotten a hole-in-one, people would have like tagged me like, is Ryan Brown live jealous? Is that Ryan Brown live jealous? I think Taylor would have created content around this. I think there would be some content that is out on this, like
a reenactment.
Dunaway would have reenacted. We'd have had the him standing next to the pin, holding the ball, going. And I haven't seen that.
I wish I looked that good when I do my face. That's a good face for you. You should try that more often. I flat out pooped my pants on the golf course yesterday.
Dunaway. How did that happen?
Flat out pooped my pants on the golf course yesterday.
Welcome to Slice, everyone.
It was hole 15. I'd had a little, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was my salad being forgotten at lunch. And
Dunaway was driving the golf chart.
Don't miss the passive aggressive shot at where we went to lunch.
Maybe, the fact that all 9 of us went to lunch. Lance sick and David wasn't there, but 9 of us went to lunch yesterday at a place, not Slice. And we all ordered. I actually ordered in the middle of the group 1 ticket, and the only person whose food didn't come was mine. So maybe it was because I didn't eat food. But when I got home, I got hit by some stomach virus, and it was 3 trips to the bathroom before I went to play golf.
So between lunch and golf, you visited,
which was only about 90 minutes. I had 3 violent trips to the bathroom. Yeah, like dumb it, like
you had a belt, a seatbelt,
like Dumb and Dumber-esque. It was like, oh my goodness, and so much so that I had to text the guys I was playing with saying, hey. We were going to ride together. I'm going to have to drive to the course by myself. I'm not going to be able to meet you at the meeting time because I can't get off of the old chair here that I'm sitting on.
I got the Elvis Presley going.
So I get out there. Brown.
I know.
And we're playing.
Right.
And so I know what's happening back there.
Did you gamble and lose
back there?
I know what's happening back there. So I can't go number 1 because I'm afraid number 2 is going to happen.
Yeah.
2, right?
Open sesame.
So now I've killed the body armor all day long.
Oh, you got to go.
I've been drinking the water. So we're about to play the par 3 on the windmill that has the dip in it, which I think is 16. We're finishing up 15.
Oh, that's your back 9? Yeah, that's going to be 16.
So
you're
16.
very close to the clubhouse.
We finished 15, but we're about as far away as you can be,
too.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
So I walk over into the weeds area while the guys are waiting to me there.
I'm just thinking.
I'm hitting last, so I've got to pee or I'm going to wet my pants.
You're out by the interstate right there, too.
I'm a long way, but I have to pee, so I start peeing, and inevitably, boom, it happens.
Inevitably.
And I'm like, oh, no.
A lot or a little?
Oh, no, did that happen? Enough to where I just
a little's always a good amount anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, really. A lot or a little doesn't matter at that point.
I'm going to tell you, I thought back to, we've been together a long time. I thought back to a Ryan Brown story.
Oh,
remember that time you told on a Mystery Fifth Hour you had to go up into the woods?
I was playing a golf tournament at, I'll never forget it. It was in Mobile at Spring Hill University at their golf course. And we're coming down the 9th, and I'd already told the people on the 8th green I'm playing with, the other 2 guys from that I'm playing with, I'm like, hey, at the turn, y'all got to buy me a little time on the 10th tee, because if they tee off and leave 10, I'm disqualified. And I'm like, y'all got to buy me some time on the 10th tee. I'm going to have to hit the restroom. And we're walking off the 9th tee, and I said, boys, y'all got to buy me time in this fairway. I am not making it. So I went in the woods, took my golf towel, went in the woods, did the business, left the towel behind. Hate to do that, but what else you going to do with the towel at that point?
So I held my pants up, penguined it back to the golf cart,
then you got to sit on it.
No. Ripped off my Saturday down south golf towel.
It went south.
The boys are for the Saturdays for the boys, not Saturday down south.
Oh, okay. Saturday for the boy. I thought it was. Oh, that's right. Barstool. Yeah.
It's like an old couple. No, Dad. Dad, you remember.
But then I went and stood in the weeds where you could see. This up because I can't get it all the way to the woods because it's a weeded area. They got construction going on. Went down in there, pulled off my Joe boxers, left them, used the towel, the towel, put my shorts back on, went and told the guys what happened.
Yeah, you got to leave it behind.
Instantly texted Maggie and said, hey, just did this on the golf course. And she didn't believe me until I got home without my underwear. And
there's the proof. I don't have underwear on.
Yep.
Oh, commando.
But then I hit my longest drive ever on 18.
You had an eventful day yesterday.
Yeah.
No lunch.
Hey, how was salad?
Longest drive ever.
Yeah. You ordered it twice, by the way.
I did. Still didn't get it. Still didn't get
We're
it.
going to need you to pay. Did you ever pay?
No.
Okay,
I didn't
good.
pay. No.
So by the way,
I can't be the only one ever that happened to.
Lunsford has moved downstairs to go ahead and eat lunch without us, and literally someone down there with him said, "What the hell did that guy up there just say?" We're on the balcony. Where's Lunsford? I don't see him. How far away is he?
I don't see him either. I don't think he's here.
Did he leave?
I
Did
think he had
Lunsford
to do something at the office.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was just kidding then. Okay, I thought he was down there eating lunch.
Yeah, we have a what's the word I'm looking for? Meeting after
We do.
the
Yeah,
show today.
yeah, that's the word you're looking for.
Ominous? Is it an ominous
I,
meeting?
I wouldn't think so, but
Okay.
I'm sure you're assuming it is.
Oh, I don't know. We've never all been summoned back to work before.
Jim, just make sure you're there, okay?
Yeah.
You
and bring my Saturday
Yeah.
down. I mean, Saturday with the boys style.
you need to be there.
That's unfortunate, Dunaway. I don't.
Yeah. But it opened the door for me to any bad shot the rest of the way. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Don't have any underwear on.
Dan-
My
Dan-
bad, guys.
Yeah, you only played 2 more holes. Daniel said biggest upset is that Maggie didn't believe you.
She did not.
I am not wearing underwear, Maggie.
So-
Do you want me to prove it to you?
So as an adult, that's now twice it's happened to me. The other time was a stomach virus going to cover Alabama, Tennessee in Knoxville.
Yeah, that was where it hit you on I-59, right? And you had to hit a Love's truck stop or something like that?
Yep.
Flying J?
And actually get the shower.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, that shower.
Number 38, your shower is ready. Number 38, your shower.
Number 38, your shower is ready. 38, your shower is ready.
That's me. All right.
Put a waddle on in there.
Excuse me, stall 38 is requesting underwear. Could someone bring him
You're-
some underwear?
I'm 37. Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Buster only in just a
Jim
second.
Dunaway.
Buster only in just a second. Here's what's happening in baseball. The Braves win again last night, 5-4. They're 9-4. But right now, the talk of baseball is the Tampa Bay Rays. My Tampa Bay Rays. There's never been a time when Buster only's been on our show that we could legitimately talk about the Tampa Bay Rays without me having to force it in there. But they're 12-0. They're going for a record today. And Buster, it is time to legitimately talk about my Tampa Bay Rays. It is the top story in baseball, right?
Well, no question about it. Look, they're doing something no one's ever done before. And, in thinking about it this week, you'll see, Alabama, other SEC football teams go on the road and play non-conference opponent and blow them out. That's common in college football. In baseball, you don't have a situation where a team goes in and obliterates other major league teams on a regular basis. But that's what the Rays have been doing. It's crazy. They've been crushing them. They have more team home runs this season than they've allowed total runs, right? It's like all parts of their roster are contributing. I feel like an idiot. I didn't even pick them for the playoffs before the year started. Shoot, the way they're going to clinch the American League East, the most competitive division in baseball, sometime on Memorial Day.
Already 4 games up in that division. I was going to ask you that. Obviously, you did not. We did not. Who saw this coming? I mean, was there obviously not enough for you to pick them, but any indication in spring or anything that this is the type of team they had?
Well, I can tell you guys that last fall, as we prepared for this season with all these new rules, the regulations against defensive shifts, the pitch clock, that sort of thing, I reached out to folks with other teams and asked, hey, which team is best suited to take advantage of this? And it was across the board. People were saying the Rays are. Now, I don't think that anyone well, of course they're not anticipating that a team is going to start this strongly, but people could see the depth in the roster, the athleticism, and maybe the sort of the part that people weren't necessarily sure to count on was the core stars. Wander Franco has been someone we've been talking about for years about what he could do. He's actually healthy. He's actually being one of the most productive players. Randy Rosarena. When you have those 2 core stars like that in the everyday lineup, then it's a very different team surrounded by all these guys who platoon and are great matchup guys. We've always talked about the Rays and their pitching and their ability to foster pitching and develop pitching. Well, this year they've got an offensive juggernaut, which is not something we typically see from a team that plays in the Trop.
Buster Olney is with us. He's going to join us throughout the baseball season. He's been very flexible today. I told you, Buster, it is a long story when I was texting with you. We are live at Slice Pizza, which is a great Birmingham eatery. When you're in town, we're going to take you here. We had a transformer in our building that blew up, basically. So we've been displaced. So we appreciate your flexibility today. Buster is on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Let's get to the Braves. So many Braves fans around here. And it's weird. They got the second best record in baseball, but we still have Braves fans on this show who aren't comfortable with the bullpen, the makeup of this team. When you watch the Braves, what do you see?
I see one of the teams that's going to compete for the National League pennant. You know, over the weekend, we had the Padres and the Braves on Sunday Night Baseball, so got to spend a couple of days around them. And yeah, they're banged up, and there are questions in the rotation. There are questions in the bullpen. But generally speaking, when you look at the depth of their roster, we're talking about the Rays' depth, you look at the depth of the Braves roster, I think they'll figure it out. The fact that the shortstop situation has gone as well as it has early in the year, to me, answers the biggest question. And as time goes on, I think Kyle Wright will come back. If they need help in the rotation, because Dylan Dodd, you know, my feeling was after watching him on Sunday night that he was a young pitcher who still needs to add a third pitch. Ian Anderson, you know, now lost for the year. They're probably going to have to add somebody in their rotation at some point. And we know that Alex Anthopoulos will do that. I think they'll find their solutions as they come back. I know from talking with the Padres players, you know, they just raved about the Braves and what they were seeing and what they're competing against. That series had absolutely the feel of something that would be appropriate for the National League Championship Series.
I assume ESPN's not asking for a 20% pay cut from you because games are shorter now, but I love the clock. I love everything. I love the shift rule. The only thing I'm uncomfortable with right now is how many stolen bases we have. Is it too easy? Is there a tweak coming with stolen base, or are the rules what the rules are going to be for the rest of this season and moving forward?
No, I think all the teams are adjusting to the stolen base rules. And as that happens, we'll see the numbers go down. Shoot, after like the first 4 days, the stolen base rate was up by 125%. And now it's only up by about 50%. And that's actually what baseball was counting on. You know, when Major League Baseball had Joe Martinez and Raul Ibanez go around in spring training and present the new rules to media members, I asked the question, look, are we going to see a situation where we're going to go back to Ricky Henderson, where guys are stealing 125 bases, Vince Coleman, stealing 100 bases? And the answer back was, based on what we've seen in the minor leagues, no, we don't think so. Because eventually, teams will learn better how to defend against the stolen bases. They're thinking it's going to go up by like 30 or 40%, not a huge number, not a crazy number. And I'll give you one example of this. You know, Ronald Acuna Jr., and watching him this year, anytime the pitcher gets to 2 disengagements, meaning they only have 1 left, Ronald Acuna Jr. is like treating that like a 3-2 count. He's going no matter what. Pedro Grifol, who is the manager of the White Sox, told us that in spring training, they began to actually, even if it meant incurring a balk, throwing over to first base for a third engagement, because they want to send the message, look, we have to demonstrate we're willing to throw to first base and risk a balk just to keep the base runners on edge a little bit. I think we're seeing more of that from other teams besides the White Sox. And as that goes around, I think teams will pull back the base running eventually. And, you know, talking with Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, and others, they also talked about the wear and tear. And in baseball, they don't have the phrase load management, but players are becoming more aware of protecting their bodies to stay healthy during the course of a long season.
Buster, I mean, I think generally when I would ask this question, historically people would say Babe Ruth, but are we to the point where Shohei Ohtani is considered the best two-way player in the history of the game?
Oh, I think we're already there.
Yeah.
I think he's doing stuff that no one's ever done. Like Babe Ruth would have wanted to do what Shohei Ohtani is doing. He's one of the top 10 pitchers in baseball. He's one of the top 10 hitters in baseball. His improvement as a pitcher is remarkable with the improved command. And I'm sure you guys, since the beginning of last year, have seen this pitch that's referred to as the sweeper. You know, it's the pitch that he threw to Mike Trout at the end of the WBC, that heartbreaking pitch. It's 86, 87 miles per hour, moves about 17 to 19 inches horizontally. That's once every, 5 or 6 days. And then the other days, he's killing the ball. It's unbelievable how good he is. And it's why at the end of this year, I really think that once we get to free agency, the question's going to be, the contract that he gets, and I think it's either going to be with the Dodgers or with the New York Mets, does it start with the number 5, as in 500 million, or does it start with the number 6, 600 million? I think he's going to get 600 million. I think the Mets are going to go all in on him. Steve Cohen, the richest owner in baseball, because of how unique a talent and a player he is.
A lot of Cubs fans around here. Bobby, one of them in the chat room, says, how close do you think they are to being a World Series contender? He says he hopes 2024 because of pitching in the farm.
So Boog Shambi, of course, does their game. He's the play-by-play man on Marquee. He also does ESPN radio on the weekends. And I was talking with him on Sunday about this. And Boog said to me, and Boog is pretty straight up. He said, you know what? If you tell me that in 2 years they're playing deep in October, that wouldn't surprise me. And I agree with them, with Boog. I love the fact that, they essentially have followed the strategy of the Cleveland Guardians and the Tampa Bay Rays, and they've gone all in on pitching and defense this year, and they're probably going to play a lot of 2-0, 3-2, 4-2 games, and their farm system is loaded with pitching. And as we move forward here, they'll have the money to go out and spend. I think that Tom Ricketts, their owner, is a front runner. In other words, he's pulled back the payroll while they've gone through this transition of rebuilding. And as they move forward and they get more competitive, I think he'll be more aggressive in pursuing prime free agents. For example, it wouldn't shock me if they bid on Ohtani. I don't think they would get him, but I think the Cubs are going to be spending big in the upcoming offseason based on the progress that we've seen this year.
Seth asked, it through 13 games, Dodgers are a game above 500. Do you view them as a team that can make a postseason run, deep postseason run? How do you view the Dodgers, Seth?
Yeah, I think they can. Although let's be clear here. It's evident that the way they've handled their payroll and their pursuit of potential fixes for 2023, they really are preparing for a run to add Ohtani. Investing in guys on one-year deals like JD Martinez. So I don't think they're going to be as all in at the trade deadline that we've seen in the past, but I think they'll be competitive. They have so many good players. In fact, I was talking with one Dodger executive after the Padres landed Xander Bogaerts, and his response was, yeah, I know all you guys are going to be picking against us. And I said, yeah, that's right. I'm picking the Padres to win the World Series. They have a lot of faith in their ability to develop pitchers who throw strikes, who can, get swing and miss. And they've got Mookie Betts and they've got Freddie Freeman. They've got a lot of really good players. Am I picking them to win the World Series? No. If they wind up in the World Series, that wouldn't shock me.
We've talked for years about Las Vegas one day getting the A's, about Nashville and Charlotte and Portland, Montreal all being possible expansion cities if we ever go to 32. And then I read yesterday, Dale Murphy's part of a group at Salt Lake City that wants to get into baseball. What are you hearing about that expansion? And can they get in the mix, or are they too far behind the other cities that's been working for years to try to get a baseball team?
So you guys know this. I'm biased because I live in Nashville for 8 years. I covered the Nashville Sounds for 2 years. I think they're a lock. I think Nashville, when they do get to picking 2 expansion franchises, they're definitely going to get one. The question is, where does the other one land? I do think that when you look at how, where the teams are arrayed currently among the 30 teams, there is a need for a team out west or in the Mountain Time Zone. And that's why I think you have to take Portland very seriously, and you have to take Salt Lake very seriously. If Vegas doesn't wind up with one of the teams, they move another team into the Bay Area. That's the way the dominoes are going to fall. So I absolutely take them as seriously, but I don't think it's nearly as close to being a lock as what we're going to see with Nashville.
All right, Buster Olney will normally join us at noon on Thursdays. He moved up today to help us out here. We appreciate that flexibility, Buster. We cannot wait for a summer talking to you again. The people love you here. Thank you for the time. Have a great week.
Absolutely. Always great to talk to you guys. I'm glad we're doing this again.
Yep, I can't wait. It's going to be a fun season, man. Take care. All right, that is the great Buster Olney with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. They got Rangers and Astros Sunday night, by the way.
Rangers and Astros,
Yep.
and really rave reviews for everything in the change in baseball, the speed of the game, more action. Just so far, Robin Manfred right now is being was vilified, hated by most baseball people. But now these mandated rule changes, and once everybody got over the fact that this isn't how we played baseball in 1910, once they got over that, they've been very happy with this. It's a better TV product. It's been a better experience inside the stadium, and the action is up. So rave reviews so far for that. Odie's brings you trivia every Wednesday night. You guys were there. Tell us about Odie's, and what was your question last night?
Crestline Village there in Mountain Brook, Odie's Tavern. It is a Birmingham institution. Those big cup cocktails, Diablo sandwich for lunch today if you want to go there, Rodney's cheeseburger. We do trivia every Wednesday night, award-winning Odie's trivia. My question was, which city is further west, Los Angeles or Reno, Nevada?
Which city is further west?
Los Angeles or Reno, Nevada?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles or Reno, Nevada?
I'm going to say it is Reno, Nevada.
You would think by me asking you that question, you're baiting me. I'm baiting you into saying Reno, Nevada, right?
Yep.
But it is absolutely right. Further west is Reno, Nevada.
Because California comes down on the bend, and Los Angeles and San Diego are going to be down here. Reno sticks out.
Reno sticks out.
Yeah. But like San Francisco is going to be further west than Reno.
No doubt. Yep.
It takes that bend. That is a great question.
Thank you, man. That's the kind of stuff you learn if you come to Odie's Trivia.
Yeah. So good night last night.
We had a fun night. Yeah. Good night.
Always good.
There was not much. There was one young lady that I called her, active.
Yeah, she was. She stepped on stage. She wanted to sing a song.
So we handed her the mic. She's like, "Oh no,
I don't want the microphone."
Yeah. I love that when I'm going to sing a song. Okay, here's the mic. Go ahead.
I mean, literally stepping on stage and step on stage to spin the wheel and do. She did 5
things. Active, yes.
I told her 5 things, and she had to name 5 boys' names with the letter D.
So that's a game Rockstar plays. 5 things you got to do it in 12 seconds. 5 boys' names with the letter D.
Dale, David, Devin, Dick, and Donald.
It's funny how the first 3 flow so easy, and then when you get 2 and you're worried about the time.
Dylan, D.
I give her both those.
Dothan.
Nope.
We gave it to her.
Oh, what was the 4th one?
Dover.
Dakota and Dover.
Dakota's true.
And Dakota and Dover.
Yeah, I've heard of a Dakota. I've never heard of a Dover or a Dothan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give you Dover or Dothan. The Dakota I've seen.
I met a Dakota.
Yeah.
I know
there's a female Dakota.
I know
There's
D's.
Dakota Johnson.
They're D's.
They're D's. I'm all right with that.
Never met a Dothan.
I've never met a Dothan or a Dover.
But she went strong. Dylan was number 1, easy. Dylan.
No, she came out strong.
Dakota.
It starts naming cities with a D.
Yeah.
Dothan, Denver, Dover,
Delaware,
Yeah.
Dachshund.
Well, I don't think I would have given her Dothan or the other one. What was the other one?
Dover, Dothan, and Dylan D.
But Dick, even though it's a short for Richard, I mean that's still good, right?
Yeah,
I'll take Dick.
Yeah.
Dick Enberg, Dick Vermeil.
So you would give me Dick. You would take Dick.
I would totally give you Dick.
That's a correct answer.
No doubt about it.
Correct answer there. All right. Final part of the show here, our final thought of the day being brought to you by Hemp Hill Services. They will send out, Lance will, at the Lance Taylor, a lock later on. Maybe it's some day baseball, including Tampa Bay playing at 12:10. For all your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name Birmingham's trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Hemp Hill Services, Adam, Chad, and the team that you trust there. 205-229-2090, 229-2090. Remember the name Hemp Hill. Are you okay, by the way, with Salt Lake City being in the mix for baseball? I didn't know this about Salt Lake City. One of the fastest growing, youngest states in our union, top 30 television market, and has all the big demographics.
I don't hate it, don't love it. I'm indifferent about it, really. I mean, it is will be another hitter-friendly city, right?
Because of the altitude.
Because of the altitude, yeah. Sounds like a fun place to go, I guess. I don't know.
We went there. My head hurt, so I didn't get to go anywhere. But we went to I can't remember the name of the theater. It was a really cool theater. But Salt Lake, when you pull in, you get to see the mountains and everything.
It's beautiful.
That was really cool. But then my head was just disastrous, so I did not go out.
Final 30 seconds here to tell you that Chicago beat Toronto last night. So Toronto is done in the NBA play-in. Tonight, Chicago and Miami, 6 o'clock on TNT. The winner is the 8th seed and will play Milwaukee. Oklahoma City beat New Orleans. Another wasted season for New Orleans and Zion Williamson. Didn't work out. Oklahoma City at Minnesota tonight, 8:30 ESPN. The winner is the 8th seed and will get to play Denver in the NBA playoffs. Thank you so much quickly to our friends at Slice for hosting us here today, sort of our emergency just down the street from our location. Thank you. to Slice. Again, those hot mamas, the spicy Hawaiians, all the great pizzas, the wedges, the wings, all the great food here with our friends at Slice. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to everybody behind the cameras here. There's young Tyler. He was eager to get here. That is our buddy, what's his name?
Scott Forster.
Scott Forster right here on the camera. Taylor Corn handling everything over in social media over there. All the interns that are here today. Thank you to the interns.
Dothan, thank you for coming.
Dothan, thanks for coming
Dover,
here.
my
Dakota. We're back with you tomorrow in studio, fingers crossed. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.